The realest podcast ever. The realest podcast ever. Y'all's the hate on all of my moves, but now niggas on it. Y'all used to bait me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it. Your homies on it. Y'all's the hate on all of my moves, but now niggas on it. Y'all used to debate me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I had me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it. Your homies on it. The realest podcast ever. You can never, man, you ain't as clever. Ain't as real. This right here.
Let me run back.
I forgot all about the
long version.
I thought this is the remix. Let it run, Taylor. I don't give a fuck. That's actually funnier than fucking starting it over. I did as
we recording though, right?
Yeah.
All right, fuck yeah, let's let it run. What the fuck? Realest podcast ever, episode 136. Back after us.
That threw me all the way off.
You're like, wait a minute.
Who is this? No.
Episode 136. We are back after a snow hiatus. Last week, the Philly area got about 2 feet of snow and kind of threw everything off. The whole network was closed, but we are back, man. It's your boy C Diddy, aka Chad Fain, my real name.
I am Matt Makes Me Sick, aka
McLaren Matt.
Yo. I don't want to hear nothing. I let everybody, consider. Motherfuckers be upset with you for just anything.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, yo, if I decide I want to do something.
No, you should do that shit.
You know.
You should. I 100% support your decision to buy a $200,000 car.
I really, my favorite car out there is a Porsche Targa. I love
You
Porsche.
talk about the Porsche Targa a lot.
Well, I took my car to the Lexus dealership to get my oil changed and to get my tires rotated. So while you're there, you get to walk around, experience shit you can't really afford since you're there. You know, whatever. Right. They got the new LS5. I'm looking at that. They got the new what's the big coupe? The new
What is the RC?
Not the RC. That's the smaller one. The bigger one.
Oh, they got a bigger one.
Yeah, I forgot the fucking numbers on it, or the letters. But anyway, someone traded in a 911.
Oh shit!
To get a car from the dealership, so they got a what they call it, certified pre-owned 911. So I'm just like, oh shit, let me go see how I fit in the 911 now that I've lost a lot of weight, gotten a lot more fit.
Still ain't happening.
The Porsche is probably just gonna be off the list. Like, you just really have to be a small framed.
Yeah, there's no getting around it.
You know what I'm saying? To be comfortable,
right,
in the joint. Like, you know, Jules can't even get in certain.
Yeah, Jules is 7 feet tall.
He was complaining about renting cars. He was like, yeah, I couldn't get into like this. I couldn't get into that. Like, just you can't go in.
Right. Because the seat is only going to do but so much.
A lot of the seats don't even recline in these sports cars.
Yeah.
Like, I've realized that when we rented the cars down Miami, like the Ferrari seats don't tilt. Like, the base of the seat slides, but there is no tilt in a Ferrari chair. And then when you get into like the super duper joints, it's fire extinguishers on the floor. So that takes away from your leg room.
Damn.
It's ridiculous.
So basically the fire extinguisher is in the event of a crash, the engine tries to ignite, it can't because...
No, it's like you get out there.
Oh, you still get out there.
Like, you get out there.
Ladder 54.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like it's fire extinguishers on the floor in a lot of them joints. So, like, I watched the joint on the LaFerrari. You know, that's like the big car to get now because the value just going up and up and up and up because of the hybrid mixed with the actual, normal engine. And everybody on the joint is like, it's a great car. It's phenomenal. You get 700 horses from the actual engine, another 173 from the electronic part. So it's 900 altogether. The car's worth $4 million, but it's an awful ride. Damn. It's an awful drive. And it's just
so $4 million squatter.
Like, just because you can't get, like, you can't, like, chill and, you know what I mean? It's not that. It's more so a car to get to appreciate and be like, I got a LaFerrari. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, we could be here all day talking about
we were talking about cars pre-show. I've been driving my Mercedes a little bit more the last few days. I'm kind of like trying to understand it, get used to it. It's like all these fucking gadgets and shit. I'm not going to know what's going on with that car till probably
you need to follow Saab Kyle.
Oh, yeah. On Instagram?
On YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. Okay.
Yeah, it's YouTube. Actually, him and it's a little Asian guy, Redline. They do reviews on cars.
Okay.
And so basically, Saab Kyle, I like Saab Kyle. He's like in North Carolina area or whatever. My man Steve actually knows him. Like, he's met him a couple times at like the cars and coffee shit that they do down there.
Yeah.
And then The Asian boy, he's out like west, like out California and shit. But basically, every car that comes out, these two guys, they have like the best, like literally from the rooter to the tutor. Like they show you how to work every single thing on the car.
Yeah.
So that way, when you get in the car,
you know what the fuck is going on.
This does that. This is how you program this. This is how you set this. So they have really, really good YouTube Jones for their reviews. And the Asian boy was what made me really, really like the 570S.
Yeah.
Like watching his review was like, damn, this shit is nice.
Right.
So
if there's anybody out there experienced in car photo shoots or like car blogs and shit, I want to do one for the TRPE YouTube channel with my fucking
that's
car.
not even. I could bring Steve up here. He literally like I'm telling you, I told him Jules like his cameras like 6,000.
Yeah.
This is what
we
he
gotta
does.
get Steve up here. Get Steve a flight.
He's at Car and Coffee like every fucking. I wanted to go to the one down there, but they didn't have it that week, and I was down there. But he's literally like he takes photo shoots. Like I told you, he had a joint with the cop chasing him. Like it was crazy as shit. Like, and Jules be like, yo, this nigga's photos are nuts. How he be pulling these joints off? That's what he do.
All right, well, to scratch that PSA. We got Steve coming up. So last week we were off. It snowed like crazy. What did you do last week when we weren't recording?
Pretty interesting. Do you want? I'm tell you a story. So the first day was Sunday.
Yes.
Of the snow. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, I retired like 6 p.m. on that Sunday. I was in the house.
I ate a box of Pop'ems. I was like, this is just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to get outside. Them little Intimums, Pop'ems. Yeah. I don't know how it's Intimums? Whatever it is. Them little fucking glazed things. Yeah. Ate a whole box in one day. I'm just like, I was like almost sick. So the second day,
every time you walk past them, you're like, I'm gonna just take two more.
Just three or four more of them. Like,
never stop.
Real shit. So the second day, I was actually up, alert, whatever. I was on some bullshit. I went on YouTube and I started watching one of Paul Mooney's old stand-ups.
Okay.
So Paul Mooney and Patrice O'Neal are my favorite comedians.
I've been watching Patrice O'Neal videos all weekend.
And a lot of times I'll go back and watch their older stuff just to get like a perspective of where they were at, especially with Paul Mooney, because he goes all the way back to the 60s and the 70s. Like, he has a stand-up on fucking YouTube where he did this shit at Soul Train.
Damn.
Dog. Like, they cut the music. Had him come out on the dance floor telling jokes. So it's like they just have different things. And even like when I look at like Dave Chappelle, who's like one of the GOATs, Dave Chappelle, when you look at like his earlier work, it was a lot more silly than it was,
social commentary
and being aware of it wasn't that yet. Whereas Patrice O'Neal and they were just like that out. That was the reason Patrice didn't blow. Because he was straight told him from the jump, like, when I'm doing comedy, the room ain't supposed to be laughing. Half the room's supposed to be mortified. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, they were like that from jump. So I was watching Paul Mooney's Analyzing White Folks. And in it, he was talking about 9/11. When the crash happened. And he was like, white folks are like, I know y'all feel bad. Because it's like all that time y'all was worried about the land niggas. Y'all forgot about the sand niggas. And it's just like, damn, like they just swept right in there. Y'all worried about us. And he was like, that school that taught them how to fly them planes. Because the all the guys who did all that shit, they went to the flight school.
It was in like Florida, right?
Palm Beach, Florida. Yeah. He was like, that school that taught them how to fly them planes, they all need to be investigated and locked the fuck up. Like, nobody thought nothing was suspicious. 14 Middle Easterns show up trying to learn how to make U-turns on planes, and nobody thought that was crazy. And he's like, here's my thing. I bet 14 niggas couldn't have done it.
Hell no.
14 niggas show up at a flight school in Palm Beach. The FBI would have been there in 20 minutes. He was like, what is happening? Like, what's going on? So he said how in World War II, black people was fighting on white folks' side and y'all didn't want to teach us how to fly planes. But y'all let them, and when he said that, it made me like pause it, and I was thinking about my grandpa. Like, my grandpa fought in World War II. Yeah. And he would always tell me, like, yo, when we were in France, when we were in Dublin, when we were in Germany, the people of the towns were nicer to us
than the people that we
people here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I paused it, and I basically just went on Google and I started looking for like African American war history. Like, understanding what it was like, what was going on in the military, World War II time, 1940s. So I came across this story, and this is just how nuts America really is, right? So there was a story about how segregation ended in the military. So, I believe it was Truman was president. Was it Truman was president at the time in the 40s?
That sounds right.
Was it Truman? I don't want to lie.
Harry
45.
S. Truman.
45?
Yeah, that's when he started.
Truman. So it was Truman. So Truman was the president. He signed an executive order in 1948 to basically desegregate the military.
Okay.
And it all spawned from this one incident. So that was the complete desegregation of all military. The first branch of military to be desegregated was the Navy. This happened in 1946. It happened because these 50 black guys who worked on Port Chicago in California, they went on strike. Tell you how this whole shit happens. They're on Port Chicago in California, you know, California coast, 1945. 3 a.m, an explosion happens. So everybody's panicking, going crazy. So naturally, you in a world war on the coast of California against Japan, what do you think happened? We got attacked. We got bombed. What it was they were loading ammunition onto a ship, and somebody did something that they weren't supposed to do and dropped a crate of ammunition.
And the shit went off.
And it went off and basically blew the whole goddamn thing up. 330 people died. Most of them were African American.
Oh, shit.
Because at the time, excuse me, it was the biggest war, what they call it, tragedy that wasn't an act of fighting or whatever in fucking military history. So basically, that was considered a black man's job, loading ammunition and shit like that onto boats and helicopters and shit. So they weren't trained on how to operate forklifts.
So they literally manually handling ammunition.
Right. And they weren't trained on how to do certain things. So the leader of these black guys who actually survived the shit, they basically went to the naval commander like, y'all need to train us on how to do certain things, X, Y, and Z. We're just out here just like going for what we know.
This shit's going to keep happening.
And they crazy said this wasn't the first time that something happened. This just was the largest.
Yeah.
The naval commander basically was like, get y'all black asses back to work. I'm not teaching you nothing. So they all went on strike. When they went on strike, the naval commander considered it a mutiny, locked them all up. So they went on strike for unfair work practices, unfair labor, all this type shit. The naval commander locked them up, mutiny, y'all on some bullshit, put them all in jail. The story started going out across the country in newspapers and shit like, wait, y'all locked up military personnel because they want to be trained and have adequate work conditions?
For the military?
This doesn't make any fucking sense. So the shit got so big, the naval commander let him out of jail, and then he basically agreed that all African Americans and all white military would get the same training across all platforms of the Navy.
Right.
The Army, the Marines, they still weren't on board until Truman in 1948 signed and completely desegregated the military and made it to where all people, all branches of military had to have the same training for whatever level you were on. And I'm watching this shit and I'm like, yo, Paul Mooney wasn't bullshit. And like, America's so fucking stupid. We in a war and we not gonna show you what to do because you black.
You trying to help us be more effective in the war, and you're like, you know what? Nah, darky.
Nah.
As much you making a lot of sense right now. I ain't gonna hold you, but
we'll lose this shit. We not showing you how to do nothing. And I'm like, that's how crazy America really is, yo. But I got into that the other day, like just looking for shit on the internet to read and come be a part of.
Yeah.
And it's just like, damn, like America really is the most ridiculous place on the planet.
Yeah, no, when I was growing up, like my worst subjects in school were like social studies, American history, shit like that, because it was just boring to me. And then as I got older, I got an appreciation for it because it's like you get to look back on a record of events of things that transpired and happened, and you can say, I believe that happened, this has a spin to it, or this is complete and utter fucking bullshit. And a lot of the stuff that like literally happened in terms of like progressing the country was all spawned by black people. Funny to say that we're in Black History Month, and they just they tell you what they want to tell you. Right. They tell you the shit that's like so blatant that they can't get around it. Yeah. But a lot of the other stories, like they don't tell you. Black people pretty much invented everything.
Literally everything. And it wasn't even out of like how everybody now wants to be an entrepreneur or be a boss just so they can like flex. It was more so out of like necessity. Like we're not allowed to go certain places or do certain things. Right. So it's like, fuck it. I'm gonna just create this and create that and this, that, and that's how a lot of that shit was spawned. But I'm watching that shit and I'm just like, damn, yo, like my grandpa really wasn't bullshitting when he would tell me that. Because he's from Monroe, North Carolina. Like he was born in 1920. So when he was a teenager, it was the 30s. You know what that shit probably was like?
Hell.
You know what I mean?
Literal hell.
And my grandpa straight told me when he came back from the war, he's like, I couldn't go back to the South. And he moved to Philadelphia in 1946.
Dang.
And it's like, you don't even process that shit the right way. Like, 46 was 40 years before I was born.
Right.
He like, man, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Y'all playing games, right? Like, crazy.
Yeah, like I done went to war, came back, y'all still hanging niggas, I'm out of here.
And I was over there fighting for y'all, and people who lived in the villages was bringing me snacks.
Yeah.
Y'all got me chopped.
The black man is God everywhere except the United States of America.
Crazy.
It's fucked up.
I just thought about Black Mo and I said, you got me chopped. Shout out Black Mo. Old head I work with, he just found out what you got me chopped meant.
And then he's running it in the hole, burning it down.
He was in the break room the other day. He was like, no, the bitch screaming and hollering at me because the bus in front of me late. Like, what the fuck you want me to do, lady? And she started talking crazy. I'm like, miss, I don't know who you think you talking to. I'm like, what she had you, Mo? He's like, oh, she had me chopped. Like, he just running it into the ground. You got me chopped. That was funny as shit. But nah, yeah, like America really was on bullshit like forever.
Yeah.
Like, it's sad. Black History Month is crazy.
Yeah.
Because you start finding out all these things and looking and be like, why we just don't do this all the time?
That's the thing, but that's a lot of like a mentality problem with like, you know, black people in general. Like I say on the show all the time, we always the last ones to know some shit. Oh, I ain't know that was going on. So it's just like, it's just simple shit that be like right in front of your face, and we just quote unquote never know on the whole.
Right.
Me and you be knowing, but a lot of you just don't be having no
honestly,
idea.
yo, it's that like the other day. Like, how many people are really watching old Paul Mooney stand-ups and then pausing them to go look up African American war history? Yeah. It's like the quest for knowledge. Like somebody, it was funny because we're actually going to do the Just the Motivational podcast today.
Yes.
So I listened again to the episode when you were on there the first time, and you were saying how, I forgot the actual thing you said. It was like some information, and Amber was like, how do you even know that? And it's just like, yeah, I mean, it's just, I get that a lot. Folks be like, how do you even know this? So why do you know? And it'd be like, I
have a thirst for knowledge. I have
like you just be looking random shit up.
I have a finite amount of information I can store like right in the front of my brain where I can just rattle it off and know. But I have an infinite amount of storage space for just like random shit. I know a little bit about a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And in the event that I need to find out more information, I got this new tool we talked about a few weeks ago. It's called Google.
Yeah, it just came out.
It just came out like 32 years ago. And like it's really cool technology. Like you can literally go in there and just type in anything and it pops up all these like search results. And usually like the ones that are on the first or second page are usually the most accurate ones. And then they have like works cited pages and stuff. It's so cool.
Go past the sponsored ad jumps.
Yeah.
And you'll be all right. So it's
you can make your way.
It's a good search engine. You remember old search engins?
Ask Jeeves.
They were choppy as fuck.
Remember when LexisNexis was a search engine? Now it's just like an information portal where they
I was watching
store information to fuck your life up.
Tom Hanks does it. It's like an 8-part series. The 80s. They got a joint called the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. And it's Tom Hanks executively producing it. And each episode is about pivotal moments throughout the decade or whatever. But in the 90s, the 8 episodes from the 90s, one of them is called The Internet, where it talks about the internet boom and AOL and all that shit. And it said when Windows 95 came out and everybody went crazy for Windows 95 and whatever, and then the internet actually hit, you had like dial-up internet, they said it was less than 300 websites. Think about how crazy that is.
You had a directory of websites you could fit on the front and back of a piece of paper.
Right. Like that was it. Like there was no ESPN.com, no WorldStar, like none of that shit existed.
I remember like 98 trying to get on badboyonline.com on dial-up internet. That shit was taking 44 minutes to load up a picture of Mace.
Yo. I remember our one homie who did music around the way, he had his own like website. This was in high school. We thought that nigga was like, damn, you got a website?
Like, nigga, you know the Illuminati.
You get in there.
You know the fucking Illuminati, nigga. Like, what?
How you pull that off?
No, because his pop is a Shriner and shit. So, like, it's all coming together now. Like, you had a website?
He had a website. We, like, was blown away by that shit.
You on the World Wide Web, nigga? Domains cost like $1,000.
Like, who did you have to pay to get on this jump? Who runs your website? Do you know Bill Gates? You're stupid as
Steve Ballmer.
We we was idiots when we was kids, man.
No bullshit though. If you had a website in like the 90s or the early 2000s, you should be a billionaire now.
It was like 97, 98. That nigga had a fucking website.
You were far ahead of the curve
far
in
ahead.
97, 98 with a website.
That's when motherfuckers used to put their whole John.
www. These niggas ain't gonna kill me. These niggas gotta fill me.com. /Ray fan page.
Oh man. Oh, something else that happened this week. I'll talk about this, switching up gears. I mentioned the sneaker shit before we started or whatever.
Yes, you did.
So let me tell you about my trials and tribulations from the week. So are you in any Facebook sneaker groups?
I used to be, but now like I don't know how to navigate Facebook mobilely anymore. So like I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Facebook mobile is a whole new division.
It's fucked up.
It's like FBI and CIA. Like the Facebook mobile is crazy.
All I know how like they took the Messenger off of it. Messenger is a separate app.
My man hit me and he seen me and was like, dog, why you don't be responding to me on Facebook? I'm like, you don't speak to me on Facebook. He's like, nigga, I sent you a couple messages. I'm like, I didn't get those. Turns out you have to have a whole separate app
for the messages.
Yeah, I cold missed that. Like Facebook mobile is nuts. I give you that one.
It's crazy. Like before, like I could literally like I ran a 5-figure sneaker selling organization off my phone once upon a time around 2013 to 2016. It was great. It was easy. It was user friendly. You get on there, upload your photos, your description, blah blah blah, tag who you know for legit checks. It was great.
Yeah.
Now it's like a digital flea market.
It's like
you have to take all these additional steps,
and not even that. You have to be indoctrinated. Like you have to be like. It has to be bestowed upon you to be part of this shit. Like it's crazy. It's like joining the Hells Angels. Like there isn't an application for this shit.
Born in it, not sworn in it.
Yo, real talk. Like what? Grandfather then? Like real shit. Like Jules the one who pulled me in all these fucking snakes. Like, and he was like, no, my man, he legit. Da 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 da. And people, like I literally joined and no one said a thing. They was like, oh no, my man, legit. Oh, what's going on, bro? Nice to meet you. Like shit is crazy as fuck. But anyway, now on these Facebook sneaker groups. They have these things called waffles. Have you seen this, Taylor? Have you seen this, heard this? It's basically a raffle. But since you aren't authorized to do raffles on Facebook, like it's illegal.
It's called a waffle.
It's called a waffle. So they do raffles they're called waffles, but it's a raffle. So what motherfuckers would do is name a pair of sneaks. Just name a pair of sneaks. That's some shit you would sell. Just name a pair of sneakers.
The Matt Williams Zooms.
Okay, the MW, whatever.
MW4.
MW4. So let's say, how much are those running in your size?
About 800
That's
now.
about, they don't even exist in the 15 and shit. Jules was actually mentioning that. He's like, do you see Chad Matt Williams? I'm like, yeah. He was like, I don't like, I just don't get this shit. I'm like, I hate them Jones. He's like, man, you on some weird shit. I'm like, no, I just don't really like them. But he was like, nah, like, they don't exist in the 15. Yeah. So let's say you got them shoes and you want to sell them for 800, right? So you go to the curator of the sneaker group and be like, hey, I want to do a waffle for the sneakers. So $800, you'll basically do, I'm going to have 10 spots for $80.
$80 a piece.
$80. Yeah. So basically motherfuckers can buy a spot in the raffle, and if they win $80, basically you send the shoes to the curator, all the money gets cash app to the curator cash apps you the money.
Okay.
So you can buy as many spots as you want for whatever, John, like I said, if it's $800, it's 10 spots, you can be like, give me number 1, give me 6, and give me 8. You know what I'm saying? Right. Cash app $240, you got the 3 spots. So now you could get a shoe that costs $800
for $240.
Or you can go in there for 1 spot for $80 and you might land this shit. So win. This is like a thing that's going on now. So the curator of this specific sneaker group, mind you, is a country nigga from down south who drives trucks. So he drives like an oil truck like all over the country, and he'll just pull over like in front of Mount Rushmore and he'll be doing nothing. This shit is crazy. So the other day, this guy comes in the sneaker group and he says, yo, me and my wife are about to put a down payment on a house. I got some heat. I'm going to be raffling off. He posts the All-Star Game Off-White 5s and the sale Off-White 5s. So I'm like, the sales I'm already in, they got. I'm like, the Off-White Jones, the
gray ones?
The gray ones. I forgot the whatever the fuck. The All-Star Game Jones. They're like, in a 15, they like 1,100. You know what I mean? So he posts both of them. He says, I'm going to do 10 spots for the sales for $54 a spot. Then I'm going to do 18 spots for the All-Star games, $58 a spot. So I'm like, I think I'm gonna jump in that All-Star game, Jones. So when I see the list, the curator puts it up. All the spots are sold except for number 2, number 14, and number 17. All the other spots are sold. But I see 2, 14, and 18. I'm like, I want number 14. So I wound up hitting the guy who was selling them.
Not the curator.
Like, yo, give me spot 14. He hit me back and was like, basically his name, the curator of the group, like, yo, he's doing the joint, tell him. So I'm like, oh shit. So I hit him like, yo, let me get spot number 14. Who do I cash at? He's like, all the spots is sold up, bro. So I'm like, damn. He was like, yeah, they just locked up. I'm like, all right, cool. So later on in the day, they do it on Facebook Live. Yeah. He pulls over, he's in front of whatever mountain he's fucking driving up, and he'll show you it's like lottery balls.
Yeah,
like,
it's like a randomizer.
No, he has a sneaker box. And he basically takes 10 ping pong balls.
What, man? There's apps for this.
I'm telling you. No, they do it like on some real old school, like, fucking raffle shit. He puts the ping, he show you the ping pong balls. That's number 1. That's number 2. Like, he country and shit. So he do the joint for the sales.
I'm so glad you're telling this.
Yeah, I'm gonna show. Next one, I'm gonna send it to you. Like, yes, this is the craziest shit ever. He be like shaking. You gotta see it. He shake the box up. He pull out number 4, I think, for the sales. So he showed number 4. Congratulations to whatever the fuck his name was. You won the sales. So he's like, all right, now we're gonna do the All-Star games. He puts the 10 balls back in, and he adds 11, 12. 30, puts all 18 balls in. Yeah. Shakes the shit up. What spot did I want to buy on the All-Star games?
14.
What ball does he pull? 14. He pulled 14 out. I lost it. I'm like, dog. I could have got the All-Star game off ice for $58.
That's fucking terrible.
He pulled out fucking number 14. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. But that is a whole thing now that goes on in the sneaker community is nuts.
Now I knew about like the raffles and stuff and the randomizers for like the sports cards. Like there's a bunch of like the sports card shit is exploding right now. And Pastor Carl was telling me, about how the process and this, but they use like randomizers. Yeah, they use like the app Jones or whatever like that to pull the number and they go live with it and all of that old shit.
No, these motherfuckers is pulling balls out of a sneaker box.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's the craziest shit
And the person
ever.
that with the sports card shit, the people that run the randomizer get a percentage of the pot.
Now, and the craziest part with these sneaker groups is it's some weird individuals in these joints. Like you don't realize just how not weird you are till you like actually are in a sneaker group and these
sneaker group, a sneaker camp, all of that
dog.
Shit.
It's this one boy in this sneaker group. He posts a picture of his sneakers every day that he's wearing.
Oh yeah, kicks of the day, KOTD.
Right. And he posts like, it'd be like a collage. Like it'll be the sneaks on a podium, then the sneaks on his feet, then he'll show his whole outfit.
And then it's like his foot above a puddle.
Yeah.
Hate sneaker niggas, man.
But the sneaks be like junk. Like it'd be like bullshit. Like it'd be like regular ass, like he'll do this with like Spider-Man foams. Like just shit we don't need to see or do.
Yeah, these the weathermans right here.
And so
they got the Doppler radar on the side.
So the other day, mind you, he does this every single day. Like every day.
He's
kicks
committed.
Of the day.
Yeah.
And no one ever comments on the post when no one ever comments. So the other day, this particular day, he posted a pair of him in chuckers.
Tan chuckers at that.
With the white sole. This shit got 85 comments on it. So peep the comments. Bro, we hate you. Next comment. We only do butters. What the fuck are these? So he comments back, what, y'all not feeling the chuckers? And he was like, on God, we hate you and them boots. The next comment is him like, I really don't see the problem people have with these. They're Timberlands. So the guy says, are you out of your fucking mind? Don't nobody wear chuckers no more. And why the fuck are your pants tucked into your socks? Where's his pants tucked into his socks? He's like, at this point, I'm going to start a GoFundMe to get you your first piece of pussy because I know it's no way you're actually having sex. They just started flaming the nigga for no reason in the comments. But I mean, like, this shit you come across in these fucking sneaker
You go
groups.
97 days in a row just flying under the radar.
Maven hashtagged out his ass and everything with the chuckers, dog. It was funny as shit.
The lay is crazy.
Right.
They got on 4 different tins, a brown
No.
Tech. He got his Nike Tech pants tucked in his sock.
That's what I was like. Why the fuck do you be tucking your pants into your
This
socks?
is a travesty. On feet today, Timberland chucker, hashtag Timberland boots, Timberland shoes, Timberland memes, sneaker head, sneaker meme, sneaker memes with an S, boots, boot meme, memes, laughing, dank memes daily, memes Espanol,
Espanol.
meme page, memestagram.
Yo, this boy's nuts. And he do it every fucking day, yo. Every day he posts a picture with some ridiculous fucking...
Fam, just stop buying shoes and just whatever woman you was unfortunate enough to knock up, just give her some extra child support.
He'll have on like the Aqua 8s. Like just garbage. Yo. It's a popular Philadelphia comedian. He'll remain nameless because he doesn't sponsor the show. But we were at a comedy show backstage. I was in the green room, because I'm somebody. I was at the green room for this comedy show in Philly, and we were like in the green room. Motherfuckers was chilling. It was a bunch. It was how that shit be.
Yeah.
Excuse me. He sits down next to me on the couch, and he just like out of left field, like, yeah, I got like 350 pair of sneaks, and I was just like,
congratulations.
Right on. I was like, right on. And he was like, yeah, like I've been doing that sneaker shit for a while. I guess he just knows that I'm a sneaker. I don't know, but it was strange because we don't follow each other. So that was so bizarre about the shit.
You know, in your whole life, don't even follow you, interact with you.
Right. So he tells me this shit. So when he tells me, I look down, he had on Hirachis, and instantly I'm just like, there's no man who.
It's like you bought them for a young bitch.
I'm like,
I just need some white sneaks. All right, baby, I got you. Hirachis, $110.
As a Hirachi owner, I know there's nothing there's no reason for me to know about you as far as the sneaker world. I know this. So I'm just like, okay, when he said like 350 pair of sneaks, and I see the Hirachis, I just like, he probably got 349 hot ones. That's what I say to myself. So the next night, me and Leah went to South Street. He was coming in from, what's the Jamaican spot?
That's my
the
main
Reef.
spot. Yeah, the Reef.
We going to the Reef. He coming out as we going in. I see him. I look down. He had on Air Force 2s. I was like, who are you, Dame Dash? Like, what the hell? I was just like, it's probably like my man over here. You know what I'm saying? So one of the people in the comments was like, bro, when is this shit gonna stop? And he was like, never. I got 250 pair of sneaks.
Never.
It made me think about him. Like, yeah, having a fucking big sneaker collection is cool. Not if it's a bunch of junk.
Yeah. No,
like, you'd be better off with 6 hot ones. You know what I mean? Like,
the Air Force 2s, like, you was better off wearing the box than wearing the sneakers. Like, the Air Force 2s was horrible.
high top Air Force 2s.
Red, white, and blue Jones, Independence Day.
Dame had like every color of
They
them
were
Jones.
terrible. He was trying to be a trendsetter. We did not follow that trend.
I remember, I forgot who sent it to me, but it was Dame Dash sneaker collection, like a video he did on YouTube, like all his sneakers in like one room, and like half of the room was Air Force Ones.
Of course.
Then the other 20% was Pro Kids. Then like the next 25% was Air Force 2s, and it was like one row of Jordans. And I was like, I could have done without this.
You don't need a blog for this.
I could have done without
You
this.
need a fucking blog for this. This is terrible.
Last weird ass shit about the sneaker group is, like I said, the people, y'all become like cool and friends or whatever.
Yeah.
So I bought a pair of sneaks. You will find some hot sneaks, and you will come across
for sure.
some dope shit to buy. So I bought some, I think it was some 6s I bought off of this one guy. So we had to, when you do shit on Facebook, a lot of people will be like, gift me, but they gotta like know, because if you gift somebody on
They can just cook you
on PayPal, you ain't getting that. You know what I'm saying? So what people do that though to save money, because you can send gift Jones without a fee, but when you do an actual invoice, you gotta pay a percentage. So this boy was like, yeah, man, friend request me, we be friends on Facebook, da-da-da-da. And he was cool. Like, motherfucker was like, no, he legit, whatever. So I sent the bread, he sent the sneaks, there was no problem. But now we're like,
Now you're locked in.
now we're locked in.
Locked it in blood.
So he found me on Instagram. So he followed me. So every time I post sneakers on Instagram, he
the first one.
He comments on the shit. So the other day when I said I hate Jordan 16s, I showed the trophy room 16s.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, traditionally I hate Jordan 16s, but the trophy rooms actually caught my eye. They're really, really nice. Yeah. So he comes in the DM, was like, yeah, man, the trophy rooms, I ain't gonna hold you. I hate 16s too, but the trophy rooms are all that. I'm like, yeah, that's honestly how I feel about 16s. I can do without them, but the trophy rooms, they're fire. He was like, what's your favorite Jordan? And I was like, the Jordan 6. He was like, wow, really? Yeah. Like, I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, my Jordan 6 is mine too. He's like, what are your second favorite Jordans? I'm like, the Jordan 11s. He was like, bro, get the fuck out of here. Those are my, he's like, yo, I love 6s, 11s, and 4s. So I was like, that's crazy. Those are my 3 favorites, the 6s, 11s, 4s. He was like, yo, real shit, bro, we might be soulmates. But he spelled soul, S-L-L-E. I was like, I gotta block this nigga. like, dog. It's some strange motherfuckers out there.
The coolest people on the sneaker groups by far is all of the Asian cats.
Asian boats is pretty cool.
They the coolest ones on.
They don't bother nobody.
Listen,
ain't no silliness going on. They're cool.
They cool as shit. You gonna have to go meet them in South Philly, but they got all the fucking heat. And in my size, I was best friends with like 10 Asian kids.
Yeah, I can't fuck with it. I brought you the John. There's nothing for me out there in a lot of this shit. Last part with the sneaker shit, I wanted to tell you about the whole mess with the Jordan 1s, the trophy rooms.
Yeah, because I got an alert on them. I see that they going crazy price wise.
So you know they put out the trophy room 5s. They put out the both pairs, the red and the blue.
Okay.
So now the trophy room 16s is out. The trophy room 1s is coming out. Red with the cursive and shit on them. They look phenomenal. I'm not even a big 1s dude, but they look good as shit. So what's happening with them is there's 15,000 pair of them that are getting released. So people who are like insiders in the sneaker community are complaining already because it's like, how are pairs already hitting StockX and Stadium Goods and eBay? It's a pair on eBay right now on a 14 for fucking $2,800.
It's a whole size run on StockX. I mean on
Go. I could believe it. Yeah, it's crazy as fuck. So people are just like, yo, how are these sneakers hitting the market and out like in a multitude when there's only 15,000 pair and the prices on them is just ridiculous. So somebody the other day in a sneaker group posts a 15. How much you want for them?
8,000,
6,500. You in the ballpark? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I know they almost 3,000 in my size.
About to tell you. So basically, Jules sent me this thing this morning, and he was like, "Yo, you might have been on to something when you were talking about sneakers before." So it's his page, Upstate Footworks. And basically, people are complaining about the backdooring of all the trophy room 1s. So he's like, of course they're backdooring trophy room 1s. Let's just be realistic. The shoes are retailing for $200, right?
Yeah.
It's 15,000 pair. So if at retail you sell 200 pair for 15,000 pair for $200, that's $3 million. If you're backdooring these and can get upwards of 1,500 a pair at 15,000 pair, that's $22.5 million.
Right.
So he was like, trust and believe me, these companies are fucking y'all. And he was like, honestly, the only way to change the situation is to stop paying these insane prices and falling the fuck back. It's the only way things are going to change. And it's just like,
when we were growing up, you could walk into any sneaker store on Saturday morning. And once upon a time, they was dropping Jordans on Wednesdays. Remember that? You could walk into any sneaker store.
The Concords came out Thursday night.
And just
I remember that
whatever the fuck you want. Like, you can just walk in there. Oh, shit. The Air Jordans is out. The 7s, whatever.
The Raptor 7s is out. Give me them.
You can just get them.
Yeah.
I remember going to Shoe Plus on Germantown Avenue, on Germantown and Erie, and getting both pair. I got the Raptor 7s and I got the white 8s, which are terrible.
Yeah, I would never wear another 8 again in my life.
And I got them the same time early for like $40 above retail.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Like pennies.
I told City Blue Chick used to straight be like, yo, give me, the shoe is $140, give me $160 and leave the box.
Yeah, when I worked at Total Sport, we used to walk in Sneaker Villa in the gallery and take whatever we wanted. And if it was something that was an early release, just leave the box.
Yeah.
Give us the money now, just leave the box.
Leave the box.
Come back and get it.
That was real.
So we can scan it in on the day.
Somebody the other day on Twitter posted a picture of the East Bay magazine. The Air Jordan 13s had just came out. It said new Air Jordan 13, size 6 to 18, $139.99. You used to have to write down the product number and mail it.
Order it.
Like you could mail off.
And your shit would come back.
And your Jordans would show up. Real talk.
Now you can't even get up on a Saturday morning and go online and order nothing and pay for it.
Fuck no. So everybody's complaining about the trophy room 1s. Like, it ain't even going to be no point in going on the fucking sneakers app because it's like, what the fuck? Crazy part is we all gonna be on the sneakers app. Feel like I'm gonna shoot my shot, but it's just like, what the fuck?
Stress yourself the fuck out.
The sneaker shit is nuts, man. But yeah, that Facebook sneaker group. The next time it's a live raffle, I'll send this shit to you. So just so you can see, it's the funniest shit ever.
I got so confused by the technology and just how they changed the organization of the groups. I just tapped out. I'm like, listen, I'm too old to be trying to figure this shit out.
Look,
I just tapped out.
Mamba waffle, size 16 is going down tonight, baby. I'm telling you, they got a waffle tonight for the Tokyo, for the Bruce Lee, Kobe's, and the white was like, that shit is nuts, yo. They do this waffle shit every fucking day. And the boy the other day, he raffled off. It was a Kobe pack. Oh, this is some other shit they're doing with the sneaker shit. Last joint, they're doing mystery boxes. Have y'all seen this shit?
All right, so I understand the concept of a mystery box. Nikki Diamonds from Diamond Supply basically invented the mystery box. So Diamond Supply would do this shit where it's like, yo, you send us your size, we got a mystery box for $220, and it's a bunch of shit in there, and it'll all be in your size.
Right.
It'll be some hats, some t-shirts, some shorts, whatever the fuck is in your size. We gonna send you. You know what I'm saying? But you don't know what it is until you get the shit.
It could be bullshit. It could be heat. So I seen this mystery box shit lurking around. But the mystery boxes, now sneakers are expensive. So the mystery boxes aren't like $200.
It's $1,000.
The boy the other day posted a mystery box for $1,500.
Oh shit.
So he had a lot of traction because people know he like a big deal on some sneaker shit. So whatever, dude wound up getting the mystery box for $1,500. So the shit came. He opened it on live in the sneaker group or whatever. I'm watching it. Bro, dog. The Grinch 6s, the What the 5s, a brand new pair of Concords. It was a fucking the Yeezy 500 blacks. And it was, I'm just like, shit.
You won.
I'm like, God damn. So it's like, yeah, but you really don't know.
Yeah.
What's in the mystery box?
Yeah, I didn't know that they were doing that with sneakers. I ain't buying no sneakers on no mystery box.
I'm not buying because you really...
Clothes is one thing, because it's like, even if it's kind of terrible, at some point you'll find some, some usage for it. You'll clean the house, you'll just throw something on to run out, whatever like that. Sneakers is a whole nother ball game, because you ain't getting rid of a bullshit pair of sneakers. You gonna have them Jones for the rest of your life.
Exactly. So it's
or
like...
you had to get them to Goodwill, some shit like that. So I ain't playing a mystery box with sneakers, but that's interesting that they've gone there. That it's gone that far. That's funny. But yeah, Nikki Diamonds was doing that shit like 2010 with the...
Got another waffle with some Viatech 90s and some fucking Cheetah Pippins and shit. Like, they really just be raffling anything, yo. Like, it's crazy as fuck.
I guess that's easier than selling them, than just straight selling them.
I mean, you get your money and it gives people a shot to where it's like, all right, this shoe is $1,000. Like, honestly, the other day, had I got spot 14, I mean, granted, we can look, Monday morning quarterback, look back and be like, well, shit, he pulled ball 14 out. God damn. Who knows if he'd have done that if I had. But realistically, 14 came the fuck out. I wanted 14. Yeah. So it's just like, yo, I could have got an $1,100 pair of sneaks for $58.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a win like shit.
Yeah.
I could turn around and sell them tomorrow for $600 and
the thing
it's a win.
It's like, it's such a nominal amount of money. Even if you lose, it's like... I would have fucking spent that on my dinner tonight.
Right, you know what I mean?
So you're like, you ain't really tripping about it. Like $58, fuck.
So basically what it does is it helps you get a pair of sneakers sold faster than waiting for somebody to be like, oh, here go $1,100.
Yeah, for one buyer to give you the $1,100. Yeah,
exactly.
It makes perfect fucking sense.
Speaking of Monday morning quarterback, can we talk about the Super Bowl?
Absolutely.
Can we get into this? Let's start with that as our topic rundown.
I just want to say, I said it on Twitter last night, Tom Brady, TB12 is the GOAT in the boat.
Jules just finally texted me back because he wasn't taking my calls.
Yeah.
He finally just texted me, yo, I'm about to take it down, dog. I got work in the morning. Brady the GOAT. I can admit it. We'll rap later. I said the pussy would not answer the phone, dog.
We'll rap later. Brady is the GOAT in the boat, man. That performance yesterday was crazy. And he's just like a surgeon with the fucking football.
Listen.
And the way that he picks his spots to where you just feel it like
I've never seen a quarterback look more comfortable in anything.
He was the least pressured quarterback in Super Bowl history yesterday. He got pressured 4 times the whole game. He just back there doing whatever the fuck he want. And I'm like, what do y'all think is going to happen when that's happening and then simultaneously Pat, who is Michael Jordan, by the way, we're going to get into that also, is the most pressured quarterback in Super Bowl history, and they didn't even throw no blitzes at him.
No, it was 4 rushes.
They running straight 4-man rush, but the offensive line was just so decimated. It was nothing they can do. They were missing 4 offensive linemen.
When your left guard and your right guard are down, we've seen it with
left tackle.
Excuse me.
Right.
You've seen it with Tyrone Smith going down for the Cowboys.
It's nothing you can do.
You've seen it with the Eagles. You've seen it with the Ravens. Like when your left tackle or your right tackle is down, like your starter, the quarterback's getting touched.
Yeah.
Or about to get touched every fucking play. It's just really no way around that. And this is what we talk about with Brady, where it's just like things just. Rob went as far as calling Giselle a witch last night. Rob was
with
wild.
video evidence.
With video. I was like, Rob, you worse than the people a lot, yo.
With video evidence.
But things just aligned for Tom Brady. Do you know they did this shit last week? The Saints was missing a left tackle.
Yeah.
No, I mean the Packers was missing their left tackle. It's just things just align for him that don't align for anyone else.
He already was the greatest prior to winning the Super Bowl, but what I feel like I could say he's the best now is because this playoff run that he just went on and who he took out.
It's the equivalent of what Dirk did in 2011.
He ran the gauntlet. Like
Dirk beat Kevin Durant in the Thunder, Kobe in the Lakers, LeBron and Wade in the Heat.
You ran the gauntlet. You beat Drew Brees, you beat Aaron Rodgers, and you beat fucking Pat Mahomes.
We got to keep it a beam.
It's like we just got to call it with the fuck.
That wasn't Flacco over there. You know what I'm saying?
Like you beat this is the
3-headed monster,
and you literally took down Pat Mahomes in a way that nobody's seen him look before.
Pat Mahomes says my worst loss since high school.
Like
crazy.
No touchdowns.
Say it again.
No touchdowns.
Yeah.
Whole game.
Somebody actually bet Patrick Mahomes no touchdowns.
Yeah, it was like a plus 16 or some shit like that. 3,000, they won 48 grand.
Rob Mann took Gronkowski to score the first touchdown for 3,400.
I think Love took Gronkowski to score the first 2.
Wow. That's heavy. But what's crazy is looking back on it, it's like, yeah, it make total sense.
It's like,
because in those short yardage Jones, you know he's going. You know it.
Brady and Gronk in the playoffs, period, let alone the Super Bowl, is guaranteed like death and taxes.
Yo.
It is what the fuck it is. Like
it's Kobe and Magic.
You know where he's going.
Yeah.
He's going to Gronk early and often, and they just couldn't do shit about it, man.
Want to know a crazy ass stat from yesterday? All 31 points that were scored by people who weren't on the Buccaneers last year. Crazy.
That's the TB12
The extra
effect.
point, the everything. All 31 points were scored by people who weren't on the Bucs last year.
That's the Tom Brady effect. Because
Crazy.
when he shows up, and I talked about this a show ago because we weren't here last week. Like when he shows up, you collectively know you gotta get your shit together as an organization. And if you ain't ready, you need to get ready.
AB like, so I gotta dye my mustache back black. He like, yes, Antonio. Yes.
And you're staying at my house.
Yes.
And you're coming to live with me, motherfucker.
I think it was you yesterday was like, this is ridiculous. Antonio Brown had a blue mustache last year. Now he
ain't a Super Bowl champion.
Dog.
Like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was the all headache team.
All headache.
And Dominic Sue stepping on people's fucking heads. JPP blew his fucking hand off. Antonio Brown got kicked off 3 teams last year. The fucking Steelers, the Raiders, and the Patriots.
Shady's on the team.
Was knocking bitches out coast to coast.
I tweeted,
Space
I'm like,
Ghost coast to coast.
I'm like, Shady done stole 2 chips after he done stole them 2 bitches. My homie was like, all right, man, this is too far. I'm like, it's a joke, man. But it's like, dog, this team is ridiculous as shit. With Bruce Arians, who low-key didn't even want AB. They was cool on that,
and he was fighting. He was fighting Tom Brady about all the shit that he was trying to do. I want to run this team my way.
They dug Leonard Fournette about the garbage.
Dog, I know Tony Khan was watching that shit. Like, nigga, who is this Fournette?
Dog,
is this a different Fournette than the one that played for me for 4 years?
So one thing I want to talk about when it comes to this game in particular is not so much about Tom Brady and what he did. And Tom Brady's the GOAT. We know that.
Yes.
My thing was more so
in the boat.
Why were the Chiefs so underprepared?
Bruh.
They just looked like it was a completely different Chiefs organization.
Yes, top down.
From the top.
Right, so let's go first and foremost.
I have to play this. This was my favorite fucking tweet of yesterday. Please tell me I didn't delete this shit.
All right, so while you look for that tweet, first
here it is.
Go ahead.
Bashar Breeland, the cornerback from it said, this is Bashar Breeland going to the sideline to talk to Andy Reid.
getting cooked.
I'm getting cooked.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Yo. It was just such a. It was such a bad game on Kansas City's behalf.
Me and Carl were talking about, because of course with the penalties that went off in the second quarter, that was people who hate Tom Brady. Oh, there they go, they cheating. And I'm just like, all right, so this is the way football works, right? There are referees all over the field, right? There are line judges.
There's several of them.
There's several of them. When you commit an infraction or a penalty that's blatant right in front of a line judge, they throw a flag. That's the way it happens, right? So you look at this, the situations that went on yesterday. One of them niggas got called for offsides on a damn field goal attempt. Yeah. That was
number 17, stupid ass.
Pringle, was it Pringle?
I don't know, whatever the fuck his name is, but he was pissing me off all game.
That's like ABC middle school. Yeah. Like, why are you?
It's 4th and 5, and you line up in the neutral zone.
Why?
The chances of you blocking this field goal are 2%.
Less than that, maybe.
The chances that they will get a first down if you get caught in the neutral zone is 100%. Why are we not disciplined to play the odds here and understand, like, just let them get the field goal off?
The undisciplined from every single person. So you had that neutral zone infraction on the fucking 4th down for the field goal attempt, right? You had 3 different situations where Patrick Mahomes threw the ball and the ball hit Pro Bowl receivers in the damn face mask. Yeah.
Nobody was using their hands.
He threw a ball at the end of the first to Tyreek Hill. It literally in the end zone hit him in the fucking head. He threw a ball on 3rd down to Travis Kelce twice. Hit Travis Kelce in the helmet. Yeah. That play when I'm about to say Russell because that's how he looked. He looked like baby hair. When Patrick Mahomes scrambled and he literally sidearmed the ball for falling down. He was parallel with the ground and sidearmed the ball for 40 yards. It hit him in the damn face. Yeah. And I tweeted, I'm like, imagine doing this in the Super Bowl. That image of you laying down in the air, throwing a sidearm pass for 35 yards. And when you roll in the play, you realize it was an incompletion. And you like, damn, we could have had that one. Then you see the replay on the scoreboard, and you like, it hit him in the damn.
Yeah, he had it.
What?
Like, he looked like, last night, Pat Mahomes looked like Michael Jordan against the Pistons. Like, he looked like the way he was keeping those plays alive in the face of a crazy front four barreling down on him, and he's still like moving and scrambling and stepping up out of the fucking pressure and all of that shit and keeping plays alive. And nobody never bailed him out all night.
So you had, like I said, those 4 major drops from Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. These are Pro Bowlers. These are fucking the best.
These are all pros.
People are thinking Travis Kelce might be the best tight end ever and shit like that. Yeah. I don't think he's better than Gronk, no, or Tony Gonzalez. But people are saying this type of shit. Y'all can't do that in the fucking Super Bowl. So then you have the punt situation, right? The punter shanks the first fucking punt, right? The second punt they have, he actually gets off a good punt, but it has to come back because of a fucking dumbass penalty. So you know what? And crazy part is, in that second punt that he got off, he bobbled that. Yeah. He fumbled it and picked it up and still got off a good punt. Has to come back because of a penalty. You know what he does in the next punt? Shanks it 20 yards. It's just like all the way around.
All I could think was John Madden 95 football. He shanked it.
So yeah, exactly. So then boom, you got Honey Badger. Honey Badger gets called for a pass interference in the end zone. It was ticky-tack. You could go either way with it. They called it. It happened right in front of the official. Was standing at the goalpost. He thought it was an infraction. Cool. Boom. They call you for that. They scored a touchdown for no reason. You get a fucking unsportsmanlike conduct. And it's just like, this is shit that you never do. Yeah. Tyreek Hill yesterday got hit for a fucking false start. You know he's had 1 false start in the last 2 seasons. It's like, why is this happening?
No, he got a second one, Super Bowl.
So then even when you look at Andy Reid, why the fuck did you call the 2 timeouts at the end of the second quarter? The offense clearly isn't clicking. Y'all ain't drove down the field for a touchdown the whole goddamn half. Yeah. Do you really think y'all about to stop this clock and get the ball back in 40 seconds and drive down the field? Fuck no. You down 14-6. Take your licks, go to the fucking locker room. You get the ball first to start the third down. But you know what you do? You stop the fucking clock for Tom Brady. You stop it, timeout, stop it again. What does Tom Brady do? Hit Gronk.
Throw a
8 yards. No, he hit Gronk and got the first down. So now we got the first down. We call the timeout. Next play, bombs it to Mike Evans. Mike Evans on a breakaway for a ball that's not about to be caught. The ball was overthrown. What does Bashar Breeland do? Fall and grab Mike Evans' ankles in front of who? The damn line judge. It's like, dog, what are y'all doing out there? Next play, you know what he do? AB runs the most beautiful hitch and go route you ever seen. Touchdown. Now we up 21-6. It's like y'all buried yourselves. Yeah. That's not the refs. The everybody on that team that wasn't named Patrick Mahomes or wearing number 15
was playing like
was
shit.
On bullshit yesterday. It just is what it is. Even as much as I love Andy Reid, and I know he's going through a bunch of shit right now with his son, Andy Reid wasn't ready yet. He wasn't there. Because them two, I remember when he called the first time, I was like, I texted the I said in the group, what the fuck are they doing? There's no reason to stop this clock. Let it rock. You stop the clock and then give him a 35-yard pass interference. It's like, what are y'all? It almost felt like they was like, all right, I think we should try to have the biggest comeback in Super Bowl. That's the way it felt. Like y'all sabotaging yourselves out there.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous.
And then like just the game planning part of the fact that you got 4 offensive linemen out, 3 starters, 2 of them as Pro Bowlers, and you just don't scheme to protect Patrick properly. And it's like, you know what he is. When he can make his fucking 5-step drops, even if he could just get a good 3-step drop in, you know what that looks like when he can fucking catch these receivers in stride and shit like that. The game planning was terrible from a protection standpoint. Then in terms of Andy countering the fucking cover 2 shit for how they was blanking in Tyreek Hill, where he was covered at every level. Mm-hmm. He had one good fucking reception the whole game where he caught that ball and was able to go across.
Like, for what it's worth, terrible. For what it's worth, what's the Buccaneers defensive coordinator? Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles. Yeah. Todd Bowles basically was like, yo, I know they left tackle out. I know they right tackle out. JPP looked like Reggie White out there, John, yesterday. He's like, we basically sending 4, then we gonna drop back on this cover 2 shit. We basically going not give up nothing downfield and make it to where they got to chip away. But every set of 4 downs, we going to sack him at least once or pressure him 2 or 3 times. So it's just like, we taking the long ball away from you. We'll give you the middle of the field if you can get the pass off. And that's what Patrick Mahomes eventually started doing, driving down the field. Because you saw Travis Kelce had like 140 yards or something. Yeah. He started hitting him across the middle because it was wide the fuck open.
Take what they give you.
Take what they give you. But what would happen is they get down in that goal line, John. Now the field condensed. And Ndamukong Suh almost ripped Patrick Mahomes' head off.
He tried to kill him.
Ndamukong Suh was straight like, I have to hit somebody.
Yeah, I was on some. At that point, I texted you. I was like, yo, get Pat. I was like, yo,
take him out, because this is just that John when they fell on him and his body bent. I was just like, Pat's good. And he already, he's going to have surgery on his toe. Yeah. So I'm just like, at this point, y'all down 31-9. It's 4 minutes left. Y'all not coming back on this John. Get him out the fucking game for y'all ruin this nigga career.
It was a thorough beating.
It was a thorough beatdown. And crazy, I want to say this, and Ryan and couldn't attest. So I texted in the group chat the other day. I'm like, the money in this shit is the Bucs money line, because I'm like, the line doesn't make sense. At 3.5, it's like, no, I don't see the Chiefs winning this shit 30-27 or 32-28. It's either the Chiefs are gonna blow them out or the Buccaneers are gonna win. And as it got closer and closer to game time with the shit with Andy Reid's son and I'm just like, the Bucs are gonna win this shit.
It feels like they're gonna kick the shit out of them.
They're gonna win this shit. And when he hit Gronk for the first touchdown, I was just like, because the Chiefs' first 2 drives, you could just tell the pressure that they was getting on him was like, I don't know, like he's scrambling already.
Yeah, but then he had like the one play where he escaped for 11 yards for the first down on a run and all that. And I was like, all right, I was feeling like he was starting to put him on their heels a little bit. And then this is the point where I thought it was about to turn in the Chiefs' favor. It was 7-3. They had the goal line stand against Tampa,
right,
where they stopped them, and then the ball and who's the fucking other announcer?
Jones.
With the other announcer with Tony Romo.
Who was the other boy with?
Jim Nance.
Jim Nance. Nance was like, because he was like, I'm gonna set it up here. There's never been a 99-yard touchdown drive in the Super Bowl, blah blah blah. And I'm like, all right, I think this is like the turning point. Like they just fucking stuck him on the goal line. It was 7-3. They gonna march down. They gonna fucking get a touchdown. It's gonna be 10-7, and then it's Patrick Mahomes' time. And it just never fucking happened. They just kept getting penalty after penalty after penalty. And I'm just like, yo, they just weren't prepared to play football yesterday.
No, the penalties were so egregious. And the part that we talked about in the group chat, for me, if this had been the Cowboys, okay. If this had been the Eagles, okay.
Yeah.
If this had been the Lions, okay. The Chiefs have a level of like just excellence all across the board that you just never see the way it was. They were just so sloppy. It was like, who are these? It was like almost like when they took the powers on Space Jam.
Exactly.
Like that's how it looked.
They
like,
look flat. They look deflated. Apparently, Britt Reed means more to this team than we thought that he does.
Yeah.
The game plan was shitty. They never made no adjustments. They didn't make no halftime adjustments, no nothing. Like, and Brady just coasted and he just did whatever he wanted all night long.
My man was like,
Chris Jones looked terrible too. They're on defensive end. He was trying to make some plays, kept getting penalized and shit too. I'm just like, this is a bad game.
my man was like, damn, the fight just really wasn't there. Main man did the peace sign and Cheetah's face and they hit him in the head with the helmet. I'm like, yeah, real tough. Like just from the beginning to the end, it was bad. Do you feel like Brady deserved the MVP?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it was, I saw rumblings like, damn, Shaq Garrett and basically the whole D line. And I'm like, well, you can't give it to a D line.
To all four of them.
But I'm like, honestly, had one of them, like, if, let's say JPP would have had like 3 sacks, he could have got that shit. Because he looked insane yesterday. Yeah. So, yeah, the pressure they put on him was just, I told y'all, I'm like, Brady's getting this MVP. It's no way around that.
I mean, they kind of like set a blueprint for, how you can affect the Chiefs. But the thing is, most teams don't have the personnel to be able to play that type of game against them. So everybody else, y'all still get cooked when y'all go against them. But the Chiefs just got to play different. They got to play better. They got to make some adjustments. And crazy to say, they might have to add a weapon or two.
Yeah. So now you got Tom Brady. These are the records now. He has the most pass completions in a Super Bowl game, the most touchdowns in a Super Bowl game, the most touchdowns in total for Super Bowl history combined. He has the most yards thrown in a Super Bowl game.
Yeah.
He has the biggest comeback in Super Bowl history. He now has more Super Bowls than any other player and any other organization in Super Bowl history. He has the most touchdowns with one receiver in Gronk, the most touchdowns with one receiver in playoffs with Gronk. And I'm just like, man really got every fucking...
And he's the only player to win a home Super Bowl
game. Win a home Super Bowl game. Crazy.
Nothing you can do with that.
Crazy. That's insane. When you really think about that shit, like, Tom Brady has more Super Bowls than every team in football.
He got more Super Bowls than the damn Steelers. He got more Super Bowls than the Patriots.
He got more Super Bowls than the Patriots.
And he won the 6 for the Patriots. He's a different animal.
The other day, they were showing how... what the fuck was the John? Tom Brady has more Super Bowl appearances than the entire Bucs organization combined.
Every player on the
Every
team.
player combined. And it was like, Antonio Brown and Gronk are on the team. Gronk's been the 4. Gronk's been the 5. Antonio Brown's been the 2. And Tom Brady has more Super Bowl appearances than the whole Buccaneers organization. And I'm like, damn, like you said it last night, like he really just won a Super Bowl with the team from the longest yard.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Bunch of knuckleheads.
Nelly, Michael Irvin, it's fucking Bill.
Fucking Stone Cold.
No, Stone Cold was on the cop side.
Oh, the cop.
That's how a white man runs the football. He was on their side. The boy who used to spear people, Bill Goldberg.
Oh, Goldberg.
He was on it. Yeah, like he really won a Super Bowl with them.
It's crazy, man.
Like every point scored in the Super Bowl was from a player who wasn't on the team last year.
You can't do nothing but tip your hat to the man. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry I went against him a couple weeks ago.
Let's do this. What was your favorite commercial from last night? Did you like any of the commercials from last night?
I didn't really particularly like none of them. I was happy to see that Lil Baby had a commercial.
That was lit.
That was my favorite moment in terms of commercial. I don't even remember the commercial. I was just like, oh shit, Lil Baby got a fucking
Did either of y'all see the Tom Brady Gronk commercial that didn't air? It got banned?
No.
Did you see? T-Mobile did a commercial with Gronk and Brady. So basically it was like T-Mobile's 5G nationwide coverage is the best in the land. So Tom Brady's on FaceTime with Gronk. And he was like, yeah, man, what's up with you, man? How you enjoying the retirement? And Gronk is like on the beach, like down in Florida. He's like, man, it's great, man. Come down to Florida, man. You should retire yourself. Just come on down and, live life, man. We've done enough. We have enough stuff going on. Just be done with it, man. Just come on down. So basically it was like what Tom Brady heard because he didn't have 5G coverage and it was going in and out. And it was Gronk like, What? You want to retire? No, come on down to Florida, man. Let's do it again. That's how it was. So then they showed Brady at the press conference like, I'm going down to Tampa Bay, and Gronk's coming with me. And Gronk's on the couch like, wait, what? And this shit cut over. They wouldn't air it. I was like, yeah, this shit got banned.
That's funny.
But it's like, that would have actually been pretty decent to see.
Yeah.
But the commercials and all, one thing I noticed about the commercials, nothing had like anything about a mask or COVID or anything like that.
Fuck the mask.
Yeah.
Fuck the mask.
They had 2,500 essential workers at the stadium yesterday. Or was it 25,000? 2,500?
2,500.
2,500. And somebody was like, yeah, that's a way to honor all the essential workers. Pile them on top of each other.
Yeah, expose them to COVID. In a hot zone.
Yeah. In Florida.
In Florida.
Somebody was clapping outside of the stadium yesterday. I saw that. Like after the game and shit. It was people.
I think that was from the day before.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, they marketed because I had saw that video was on my Twitter timeline Saturday night. So yeah, I think they tried to spin that like it was some post Super Bowl shit. No, it wasn't. They had fucking airport security out there after the Super Bowl.
How did you feel about the halftime show?
I liked The Weeknd. I didn't watch it though. I didn't give a fuck one way or another.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am with I know it's not gonna be like.
I know that ain't for me.
Yeah,
it's a PG performance. Like it's Disney. Like it's for the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not really interested in that. I mean, I'm happy to see. I like The Weeknd a lot. I'm happy to see him get his shine. And he actually just announced his 2022 world tour
with 79 fucking dates. So
I'm like, everybody like, do this nigga know some shit we don't know?
Yeah.
Like apparently, so I think the whole entertainment industry is banking on being able to start, doing some small venues touring by the summertime, and it's like, fam, we just now had our best day of vaccinations ever, like a week ago. We still figuring this shit out for real. It was 1.7 million vaccinations in one day. It's 340 million people in the United States.
I saw a thing the other day that said that getting both shots of the vaccine, even afterwards, we still have to social distance and wear a mask. And I'm like,
what the fuck is the point of the vaccine?
I was like,
it's like the vaccine sort of work.
Yeah.
Like, if you stay away from niggas, you definitely won't get it. Like, this shit sort of work. Like,
if you stay away from people, you'll be all right. Like,
definitely won't get it.
I saw that though, and I was like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, how does that work?
They still trying to figure this shit out, man. They said there's 19 different variants of COVID.
Yeah, I can believe that. That makes all the sense in the world.
19 different variants. And I'm just like, just stay home at this point. That's what it is.
So Super Bowl is over. Super Bowl 55.
Super Bowl's over. Brady is the greatest.
They have the odds out now for Super Bowl next year. The Chiefs are going off at 11-2, so they're the favorite. Believe it or not, the Bucs aren't the favorite. I mean, second in line for the favorite.
Who is?
Who was the second in line? Was it
maybe Green Bay or somebody?
I saw it, but the Bucs were third. I know that for sure. Taylor, you're supposed to be on top of things like this.
Chiefs, Packers, Bucs.
Packers, yeah.
Packers, yep.
And that's crazy because who even knows what's going on with them next year?
Man, Aaron Rodgers might be playing in Siberia for all we know.
Matt LaFleur might be coaching the Mighty Ducks. Like, you really don't know what's going to happen over there. Let's knock some of these other topics out, man. Where do you want to go?
It's Black History Month. I want to get into some new age Black History Month moments.
Okay.
I highlighted a few of them. First one, Booker T of Harlem Heat. He's the first black man to call a white man who was actually Hulk Hogan a nigga on national television. I actually have the promo here.
I can't believe people never seen that.
Yo, it's the greatest.
When I post, people are like, wait, what the fuck is this? I'll be like, dog.
Like, this really happened. This is on TNT on a Saturday afternoon.
He got ahead of himself.
Got too deep in. I know I have this. Come on, Booker T, where you at?
I have it for sure.
That was the holla holla. That's not the right one. Here we go.
Talking about a clique. Only clique you need to know about is the Harlem Heat and Sister Sherry. See, because what you dealing with here is the brotherhood. It's nonstop from this point on in WCW. We take what we want, and after we take Lex Luger and the Giant, we want the gold sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
The best part about that is the instant regret and knowing like I fucked up. Like you can see it on his face, and Sister Sherry is like, "It's gonna be all right.
Yo.
It's not gonna be all right, Booker. That's a bad joke."
Dog.
My second Black History moment. This was a tweet. Somebody said The Weeknd makes music for white girls to sleep with their first black guy. Too.
Yeah, I seen that yesterday. That was funny
fucking
as
perfect
shit.
because that's exactly what type of music he makes.
It's like Coke music without Coke.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Black History Month, day 7. This is Ghost. Ghost was the first male to tell his wife had some sympathy for him when he lost the love of his life. Hashtag St. Patrick.
Yo, that was monumental.
He said, "Come on, Tasha, have some sympathy here." Just
Like your side chick gets smoked.
Tommy killed my side bitch. What's going on, man?
Yo, I remember I posted. I didn't want to get in much trouble, but I posted the AD crying at the championship. Remember that?
Yeah.
When he was crying. He was like trying to fight it or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, when your side chick died and your main chick asked you what's wrong. You try to hold it together in the house.
You find out the nigga bought your side chick some flowers.
Yo.
You be sick to your stomach.
Somebody the other day was like, what do you do when you go out and you see your side chick with a nigga? And it was like the comments on Twitter, like the responses and shit was like, real shit, bro, I'd be more hurt than catching my wife.
Yeah, it's like have some decency, my nigga. Like you want
I was in there dying off that
you
shit.
gonna take my girl on a date? That's one thing. Like my side chick.
My girl on a date,
Hard.
that's one
like,
thing.
here's the thing, right? All right, I'm gonna give y'all some psychology real quick. It takes a special set of skills for a woman to agree to knowingly participate in your debauchery, knowing you have a woman. It's one thing if she don't know and you straight manipulating her. It's another thing for her to be aware and not call and play within the fucking...
The hashtags,
yeah,
the hash marks.
Play within the hash marks, knowing that she liked you so much that I'm not going to jeopardize your other situation because really she has all the power. She can just blow your whole shit up for real. So when she realizes her worth and then goes and gets another nigga that's just her nigga, it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
I think you said the other day, like women who know they worth be lonely as shit.
Lonely as shit.
Yeah.
But it's like when she know her worth and then she actually get a nigga, it's like, what are you trying to do to me?
Yeah, what are you on?
You trying to end me?
Dog,
I thought you loved me.
That's why when Future was like, I could never be a side nigga, I know I don't have it. It ain't no way. No. You know what I'm saying?
Not at this big age.
What are you doing? That would be me all day. What are you doing? Like, yeah, nah, ain't no fucking way. But I was dying looking at that fucking the tweet and then the comments on the shit was like, yo, I had to legitimately be hurt. Like what? Like I don't understand. Like
it's like Patrice O'Neal says all the time. There's a difference between love and like. You might love your wife, you like your side chick.
That makes sense.
Like, and it's like it's dick sucks when you pull up. It's like Uncle Buck say, DSE, dick sucks anything.
Yeah.
It's dick sucks. Is home fries with the cheese. Like it's everything that you want because she knows she has you for a finite amount of time. So she got to make the most of her moment, and she is shooting her shot every single time she see you. Your girl just takes for granted the fact that you just gonna always be here.
Yeah.
And bitch, I might not be. Like, you might wake up one day to a Dear John letter. I might be in fucking Uzbekistan or some shit. You might never see me again.
Yeah, I mean, it works the same way.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, same shit.
But I'm not going to get into Patrice O'Neal shit too deep.
What about the Patrice O'Neal shit?
I'm better than you. I'm better than you.
Yo, Patrice O'Neal was like, anybody that's been in a relationship, you know when a relationship is tight and y'all been in together long enough when you think about killing her. And he was like, see, the way women work is because women are monsters. When they're over you, they'll leave you because they're fucked up people.
Yeah.
He's like, but when a man is over you, he'd rather you die so that he doesn't have to break your heart.
My man Esco said it before. He said, no real niggas break up with their girl.
Yeah, real shit.
Like, facts. It's like you either get dumped or you got to kill her.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. And my final Black History Month, New Age Black History Month moment. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. Instagram, a classic Instagram post. Look at this coward behind me. This clown had the nerve to tap my shoulder and not ask me, put your headphones on. I looked at this Poindexter and almost laughed before I told Cuz to shut the fuck up and finish his crossword puzzle. And he shut it right the fuck up and finished his crossword puzzle. Motherfuckers be too comfortable. I'm an old school nigga. I'll slap your ass just cause of slavery. For real though. Bitch ain't even in first class. Shut the fuck up and finish your crossword puzzle.
Yeah. White folks be white folking, man.
So those are some of our New Age Black History moments. We'll be doing that all month.
This tweet of the week you have, Meek done had multiple lunches with Hov and still about as financially literate as a Gossip Girl Twitter.
I cried.
That's funny as shit. Man. Somebody the other day on Twitter was like, I'm starting to think that's Meek running Justin LeBoy page. I was like, what?
The first comment under the tweet about Meek financial literacy was, Kanye was right. Dinner with Jay-Z.
Dinner with Jay-Z and all that, yeah. Okay. Uzi with this diamond.
Oh my God. Uzi vision.
Are you upset at it? Do you like it?
I think it's just dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a proponent of people being able to do whatever the fuck they want to do with their money. But if you do some stupid shit and it hit the timeline, I'm going to roast you. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just a bad idea. Like, there's nothing thorough about about damaging your fucking forehead, breaking the skin to implant a stone in it that's allegedly worth $24 million, but rappers lie so fucking much. I'm sure that's not the case.
Yeah. Okay, so we're there. $24 million is a lot.
Like, you're gonna blow your whole net worth on a rock?
Like, that's an estate. Like, Rick Ross's house might not be $24 million.
Yeah, he got it on a steal.
You understand what I'm saying?
Holyfield was in foreclosure. He caught that joint on a deal.
So it's like, and I think people just kind of wafted over that. Like, they heard 24 million and was like, oh, this is dumb as shit.
Yeah, they didn't.
They're more so looking at the physical aspect of it being on your head, like one of the Indians or whatever. It's like $24 million.
This is why people like these rappers need people like me around them to be like, yo, you know you want some nut shit, right? Like there's nobody around.
Just to have somebody around and not even say all that, just be like, nah.
Yeah, this is a bad idea. I know you're gonna do what you want anyway, but I just want to put my vote in and cast my ballot to let you know this is a terrible idea.
I know I'm gonna have to storm the Capitol because I'm gonna lose this election, but I have to vote the nay no.
I have to vote no on this one because, like,
I watched Pootie Tang the other night because I just said nay no. You ever watched Pootie Tang?
Yeah, several times.
I've watched Pootie Tang to the point where
Biggie Shorty,
where I can really understand the language the shit he was saying. He was trying to get Pootie to basically sign the deal for the liquor or whatever. Yeah. And he was like, I'm going to have to say the nano to that, my brother. Wadata. And he was like, how you going to say Wadata to me? Wadata.
You know what's the best part of Pootie Tang?
What?
When the girl was stalking him, she was like, Pootie was going crazy. He came up the hotel, and then he went in the room, and then he like pushed her off.
Yo.
And then he came back and put the milk out.
Dog. Pootie Tang a crazy ass movie, man.
Fucking Chris Rock.
Yo.
Man.
But nah, that's real shit though. Like when I look at this situation with Uzi, it's like, is it bored with money? I think like we talked about it before. Being an artist now is not just putting out music. It's like you have to stay relevant on all these different platforms. You have to stay relevant
and ridiculous
to keep your shit flowing in the shade rooms and the these and the nats and the them blogs.
Unless you just one of the greats, then you don't got to do that shit. Like,
unless you're just super talented.
Yeah, like Kendrick Lamar, Roddy Ricch, J. Cole, Jay-Z. Like they don't got to participate in the foolishness. of like the social media and the internet and all of that shit, because they remember a time where the shit didn't exist. You know what I'm saying? So now when they come out and do something, it's about their music and their art or their business. It's not about like, oh yeah, you know, he was fucking so-and-so that used to go with so-and-so that got a baby by so-and-so, like that whole ridiculous rapper baby mama train and all of that
Love
shit.
and hip hop-ish.
Yeah, all that messiness. Like, do you know that the new season of Love and Hip Hop that's coming out is all the Love and Hip Hops in one?
What do you mean?
Like, you know how like they have Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, New York,
Okay.
Miami, LA? No, the new Love and Hip Hop is all the Love and Hip Hops on one show.
Like in one house?
No, not in one house.
I thought it was
but it's
like some real world
but
shit.
they're going to take, and so instead of like having 15 bullshit storylines on each one, we're going to take the best 2 out of each one and make it one show, because nobody's watching half of this shit anyway. So now, like, I believe Joe Budden and Sin are supposed to be back on Love and Hip Hop. Jim Jones and Chrissy are supposed to be like back on Love and Hip Hop. Ray J and Princess. So it's like they just gonna be cutting to this and this. And I'm sure Mona's gonna find some messy way to tie everybody in to where Jim Jones gonna have to slap Ray J or some shit like that. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be destructive for the black community.
Oh yeah.
But I'm gonna watch it.
I'm not watching that shit. Did you see Jim Jones on Joe Budden?
I saw that he was on there. I didn't really watch it. They're doing a lot more guests now, and I don't really get it. Because Joe has told us for the last 7 years how he hates guests, and all he's been doing for the last 4 months is just rolling out more and more guests every week. I guess they gotta expand their base past, just the loyal fan base. So I get it, but it's like you're going directly against everything that you've told us for 7 years.
Yeah, I mean, I watched clips of it. I didn't watch the whole interview or whatever.
Did he have anything interesting to say?
I like Jim Jones, believe it. I would interview Jim.
I fuck with that.
I like Jim Jones. He basically Maul. That's the one that sits in the director's chair.
Yeah.
Maul was
Biggs' brother.
Yeah, he mentioned Max B, and Jim Jones like, look, man, I like you, so I give you a pass, but like, don't mention him no more.
Yeah, Max B read it apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's come out in the last few weeks. Was basically found out that he told on like the girl that set up the whole thing with the botched robbery that turned into a multiple homicide and shit. He allegedly told on the girl, and now everybody's labeling like Max a rat and shit like that.
Now, how did the whole shit go down though?
So basically, like, all right, so he had this girl that he knew. So basically, say like it's December. I got this girl. I was fucking her all summer. Around September, I cut her off. Now it's December. I ain't heard from this chick since September. I didn't cut her off, whatever. She know I got some goons, whatever, around me, She called me, say, hey, I got these niggas that I'm with, blah, blah, blah. They rich, but like they soft. Like you ain't even gotta like bring a gun, blah, blah, blah. Like if you just, with the threat of violence, you could take whatever you want from these niggas. They got XYZ amount of cash here. They got jewelry, blah, blah, blah. You could just rob these niggas. Like it's cool, just break me down. So Max is like, this dumbass bitch, like, I ain't talked to her and who knows how long. She called me with this, blah, blah, blah. Let me, like, think about this and, like, vet this out, blah, blah, blah. So, I guess he think about it. He called her back. All right, cool. What's up? All right, we're going to be here at this time, I'm going to keep them there, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to get the niggas drunk, woody wop, blah, blah, blah. You just show up and do your thing. So, he show up with whoever the fuck he show up with. The niggas wasn't soft like how she thought. They tried to fucking fight back, this and this. It turned into a double homicide. Max gets fucking sentenced to 62 years. The girl get charged as an accomplice in the shit, this and this. And apparently in his appeal, in order to try to, like part of his, usually with appeal, you got to have like extraordinary evidence, what they call it, in order to get your appeal granted and to restart your trial or whatever. So I guess a part of his extraordinary evidence was she initiated it. This, I guess it was never spoke on before. She initiated, I hadn't talked to this girl. So he told the whole timeline leading into it. And that's what granted him a new case on appeal to be able to give back a certain amount of the years, because they took back like the premeditated murder and this, like, it wasn't a thing where I was plotting on them. This girl called me, told me XYZ, I show up, and this is how it went down. So he lost, the premeditated murder portion of it, but they still kept, like, the fact that niggas died and this, and this. But apparently he told on the girl, so now the whole New York is turning on Max V.
Ah.
Yeah, it's bad John.
I didn't know anything.
So he's thinking he's about to come home to,
Wait, he's about to come home?
Yeah, supposed to be like sometime next year.
Really?
2022, yeah. It's been a long time. He ended up giving back like 37 years or some shit like that, plus some good behavior shit, whatever. So yeah, he's going to end up doing like 14 or 15 years out of his new sentence, which was like 17 years or some shit like that. So yeah, he about to come home.
Wow.
So yeah, so basically, so now French and Jim are cool, and Jim is on some shit where he had forgiven him and Max reconciled or whatever at some point, and then now he just like, yo, don't never ask me about that nigga again. He's a fucking rat. Bad John.
Damn.
Yep.
New York rap history, bro.
Yep. Pretty much.
Did you see the Beans in Oskino?
Yes, I saw it in its entirety, all 3 parts. I thought it was a cool conversation. You know, they
Oskino's hilarious.
Oskino's a rambler. So I kind of think they needed
somebody in the comments
mediator.
was like, Oskino talks like the world is going to end in 2 hours.
My favorite part of the joke,
Like he not gonna get his point across before the world.
my favorite part of the whole shit was when they was talking about like the whole Rockefeller history and Jay-Z and the shit with Nas and all that. And Oskino was like, no, man, like just the simple fact that like we went on Hot 97 and did what we did, we all need to get like 2 million or something, man. He said niggas is billionaires, niggas having all these brunches and lunches. Where was all these lunches at when Nas was on your ass? That was my favorite part.
We was talking about it the other day, and I was like, I personally wouldn't go that route, but I understand what he's saying, or where he's at mentally. And I was trying to break it down for him. I'm like, when you ascend to the top, I can't speak on other worlds, like not sports. Technically in sports too. Really, yeah, anything.
Yeah.
Us, we make it to the top of podcasting. There are a lot of people along the line who helped.
For sure.
Vicky, Dan, Taylor,
yeah.
Even down to like Pastor Love. That's funny as shit. Pastor Carl, Love, like Jewel. It's so many people who have just been like
fucking Spank, Ayo. Like it's a lot of people that contributed to what we
Will,
did. Clint Coley,
Talent.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people. We not on Roots Picnic without Talent.
Yeah.
We don't have all these different setups without Will. You know, it's a lot of people who contribute to you being successful. If you graduate from a fucking John Hopkins Medical School, your mama had to sacrifice, your dad, it's just what it is.
Yeah.
You make it to the NBA, your grandma was taking you here, your dad was taking. So in rap music, it's no different. You make it to the top, it's a lot of people along the way who are integral parts of your success or you being the whatever you are. You look at Drake, you could see the Kurt Cobains in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I was telling Drew, like, you ever really listen to Kurt Cobain's music? It's like that shit is in that's where you know Drake was in Houston with all of that. You know what I'm saying? I done came down, pulled up, sipped the lean, and I rolled up. That shit, that Drake is like, woo. I need that. What Soulja Boy get on there and say? Tell me what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh shit, Big Draco. Like, it's so many people along the line. Lil Wayne. When Lil Wayne went from 500 Degrees to Carter 1, Carter 2, Gilly. Pusha T and them straight made a Mr. Me Too song about it. Like, nigga, when you start wearing Bape and all that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just what it is. And for Jay-Z, when he was transitioning during that time period, that 99 to 01, 02, Jay took a lot from Chris, man.
Oh, yeah.
That state property shit was like
a lot from all of them.
That's what I'm about to say. Like, I remember when everybody was like about Jay on the What We Do, the Freeway John.
Yeah.
I'm like, when Jay was like, bang like T-Mac, ski mask, air it out. I'm like, did Bean say this? Because Jay never was talking like that.
Fucking Give It To Me was Sparks' song.
Yeah.
You made it a hot line, I made it a hot song. Like, it's like the whole shit. And it's like Oskino was saying on the podcast, like, Jay would remember niggas raps off of them saying it 2 times. And he was like, and part of they basic training at Rockefeller was you had to sit in this little car joint in the studio and say your raps to Jay. That was part of the thing. He says, no, say that again. When you say that part, he said, and then you will hear some shit a week later, and it's like, that's my shit. And Philly's Most Wanted told me the same thing. He said they'd go up there to Rockefeller, they'd rap, be 15 niggas in the studio, and then they get to the end, they be like, damn, Jay, you got some new shit? Like, yeah, I took 2 bars from you, I took a bar. Like, he was blatant with it.
Listen, I was telling Julia, I'm a rap historian, I feel like. I can analyze and really break down a lot of raps from a lot of people. I really know a lot of Jay-Z rap music. And I remember when that shit started, them State Property, Young Guns, all of them being around, Jay was not rapping like, I take a loss rebound like Bo Outlaw. I'm so outlaw. Jay was never rapping like, never in a million years. He was never rapping like that. So it's just, yeah, you really saw. I remember the first time I heard Nigga Please. I'm like, is that Chris? And it was like, oh no, this is Jay. I'm like, damn, that sound like you could really see the influence in all the songs. And it's like, you had the biggest movement in music. You had the best crew. Y'all was selling clothes, liquor, all this shit. It's like, is O right? Yes.
Yeah.
But I can understand why people is like, oh man, get over it. You grown, whatever.
But it's easy for people to say that when they not in that position.
Right, and that's the joint where it's like, because of Drake, Kurt Cobain's never, you know what I'm saying? Because of Lil Wayne, Gilly is now a podcaster.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Pusha T, granted Pusha T did all right. He wound up with Kanye, but it's like when somebody does blow and ascend to that, everything that helped along the way is kind of like...
Yeah, somebody said this on a, I think it might have been like an interview. I don't think it was a pilot. It was basically like the performers get remembered. The people that blow are the ones that get remembered. All of that little rap nerd shit that we be knowing, like people don't give a fuck about that shit.
No.
Like, who is my favorite rap? That's why when Meek tried to do the Drake got Ghostwriter, people like, who gives a fuck? Like, I like these songs. Like,
niggas like, so how you lose? How you lose?
Nigga ain't writing shit, you still lost. Like, you a dickhead.
How you lose? You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But I understand the point O was trying to make, because I was telling him, I'm like...
And then he even retracted the money part and was like, yo, just give motherfuckers opportunity. He's like, fuck me, just give Mac an opportunity. He like, Mac fucking spearheaded a whole nother division of Rockefeller. Like
Beans really was the nigga that was like, motherfuckers was petrified of.
Yeah.
And that comes from Nas, The Lox, who else have I seen say that? Fat Joe, Game, all them Whack 100, all them niggas, they like, man, Beans was the motherfucker that was like terrifying and like making...
Game said he seen Beans in like a hole in the wall in LA by himself. Like he walked in there like, fuck you doing here? He was like, no, I'm good. He said he had a Mac on him. Like in like 2006.
The album done though. The album done already. That joint dropped in 3 weeks.
He had a hole in the wall in Cali with a big ass coat on with a Mac underneath it. Like, he's a different animal.
Yeah.
Go to Detroit, fucking. It's just certain niggas can do certain shit and call certain shit. Like, and Mac made his mistakes, but on the same token, there's no way that Mac not supposed to be like a VP of Rock Nation or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because like he learned the hard way, but I feel like he learned from his fucking mistakes. Like it took him getting shot and going to jail and all the dumb shit and blowing his money and this, but I feel like he learned. So it's like, Emery went to jail for fucking 15 years. He came home, you put him right in position immediately.
Shit, the chick who runs Rock Nation.
Shit, they get a fucking pardon from the president.
Yeah.
She running 3 of your companies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, motherfuckers make mistakes. You come from the streets, you know better than anybody. It's like, yo, Gotti, the last nigga giving street niggas a shot or something. Like, it's shit crazy.
Like, you know, I look at it for what it's worth. It's like, yo, you're so powerful and so on in all these different avenues that you do have. And I always say Jay to me is like the ultimate opportunist. Like, he's a very opportunistic person. That's just who he is. He's going to take whatever opportunity is there and he's just going to run with it. And he might give you credit, he might not. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you're so powerful and have so many different avenues of shit going on. It's really nothing for you to make.
He can open any door.
You can literally make fucking head of food and beverage at the fucking whatever spot. You know, like whatever. Like you can literally just put people in different joints to where the fact that door seems like it's completely closed is wild as shit. Yeah. Because these 7 Philadelphia niggas, they really, really kept you like buzzing. Yeah.
Chris shouldn't have to go to Wale and get a deal.
No. Not at all.
See what I'm saying? And Wale on shaky ground. And Wale is Wale. Wale a legend. Wale is secretly writing for All these motherfuckers out here. But Chris shouldn't have to go to Wale to get a deal. Like, that's dumb. Like, not when you a billionaire and soon to sell your other 50% of Rock Nation and be up even more bread. Like, he shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, no. So I understand
it
what
should be a
saying.
YG Entertainment under fucking, you know what I'm saying? Same way as the Dream Chasers, it should be a YG Entertainment or some form of label or partnership.
Like, in a weird way, I look
Chris
at Rockefeller sort of like how the Chiefs performed in the Super Bowl the other day. Where it's like, y'all have all the talent, all the intangibles, but it's like some behind the scenes bullshit popping to where nobody's focused and nobody's really thinking this shit out. You had the young guns where, you know, pause, these are handsome young niggas from Philly around this huge ass situation with state property and all of that. These niggas had the #1 song in the country.
Yeah.
And y'all put that shit
6,000 spins a week.
Y'all put that shit on a compilation album for the second movie.
And then drop their debut album 8 months later.
You see what I'm saying?
It's just foolery.
With the remix with Chingy on it. This is what we gonna give them, y'all. Like, no.
And even still, they persevered through that and came with No Better Love and all of the other
Tough Love, all that shit.
the other records that they came with. So it's like, despite y'all not having y'all business together, we still delivered product wise, and y'all fumbled that.
Yeah. Like.
And then once the whole shit breaks down, they say, you know what? Dame was really the one like trying to push us to the forefront, but Jay is Jay. We gonna go with Jay, and then Jay fucked them again.
Yeah.
On the second Young Guns album, where he said, "Well, I was experimenting. I was trying some." When he was the president of Def Jam, I was trying some shit. He fucked them and Bleak Rollout up.
Jay
like,
took a picture with all of them in the Oval Office, like President Carter, Rockefeller's here forever,
and then fucked up their rollout.
And then hit Dame like, "I'll give you all this shit for reasonable doubt." You got these pictures, everything. Nigga, give me
PD Crack, Young Guns, Freeway, all these niggas.
Tierra Marie,
for reasonable doubt.
You have all that shit. Dame like, nah, I'm good. Crazy.
Petey got the funniest Rockefeller stories by far out of anybody.
Petey and Sparks, they both funny as shit.
You hear when Petey said that Dame tried to get him drunk to sign a contract with DMG? He said he was in the studio. He said Dame called him, was like, yeah, you know, the label breaking up, da-da-da. Like, you know, we want you to come over here with me. I got a new situation with Universal, blah, blah, blah. It's like a building across the street from where we was at. So he said go to the meeting. It's Dame, Big Face Gary, and somebody else. And he said they had like all this Armadale. He's like, yeah, all this Armadale. And they just like feed me drinks and like, oh, it's a celebration. Da-da-da. He said they just kept trying to get me to sign this contract. And he just like, no. He said he get to the end of the joint. He's like, yo, Dame, I ain't really feeling this, man. Like, I'm going to get on up. He said, all right, cool. Give me my chain back.
That's crazy as shit.
And then he said he ended up re-signing with Jay and got like $60,000 more. But he was like, at the time, he was like, everybody wanted to sign me. Because I had the Neo record out. And no, he's like, Flip Side was still hot. This is before the Neo record. He was like, Flip Side was still hot, and like what people still remembered him from One for PD Crack. So he was like, I had offers. He's like, 50 Cent wanted to sign me, this label, da da da. He said, I just wanted to just stay in that same system, so I ended up re-signing with Rockefeller with Jay, and they got like $60,000 more. But PD Crack Rockefeller story is funny.
I
as
so
shit.
wish PD Crack would have signed with Fat Joe. Terror Squad.
He would have been out of here.
Yeah.
Especially after Pun died, he would have been out of here.
Did you imagine if he'd have got some of that lean back?
Yeah.
Like Petey would have took the fuck off for real. He'd have done that and stayed like clean, like on to where he just putting on white linens and because eventually the Khaled shit pops and now you running around with all of them and it could have went totally different.
Petey was phenomenal, man. Petey was a lightning rod. Like, I remember the first time I heard Petey Crack, like that shit, like time stopped the first time I heard this.
I really like Petey.
Like the first time I heard him, like on them Ice City tapes and all that shit, I was like, who the fuck? This nigga's the greatest rapper I ever heard.
My favorite out of them was Freeway.
Freeway was amazing.
Yeah, like when I remember when I first heard 1-900 Hustler, I was just like, oh, this nigga's talking crazy. It's like Freeway, and Free has a classic album to me.
Yeah, like Free got one of the best albums in Philadelphia history.
I was gonna say rap history, but okay, it's like
it ain't top 10 all time.
No, it's not top 10, but it's a classic.
It's an amazing album.
It's a great album.
And he hit so many. He checked a lot of boxes on the album. And his second album is dope too. The one that got the single with 50 on there and all of that shit. He had the Big Spender record with Jay, and then he had a 50 Cent record. 50 told Jay, yo, if you shoot the video to your joint, I'll shoot the video to mine. Jay said, man, don't never call me again about shooting these videos for these niggas. I'm not doing it.
Terrible.
Don't never call me again in your life about shooting videos for these
Yo,
niggas.
Jay is really nuts.
Big Spender was like number 10 at radio or some shit like that. And they was just like, yo, you shoot the video, it's going to go crazy. It's like, I'm not. No, absolutely not.
You ever seen the beginning?
And then he
to
put
the,
American Gangsta out 3 weeks later.
Yo, you ever see
Niggas is scumbag.
you ever see the beginning of the video for Round Here?
Yeah.
When he pulled up in the Phantom, like just young boy Bleak in his song.
You got a great record. I'm going to pull up in the beginning of this joint and make everybody think you sell packs still. Because that's the message we want to send here at Rockefeller Records.
Jay is nuts, man. Nuts. I saw a thing the other day was like Wayne putting on Nicki and Drake or Jay putting on Rihanna and Kanye. And people was in the comments like, when the fuck did Jay put on Kanye? And I'm like, even that one, like, he was the one, Kanye said it. Like, Jay like, no.
Get the fuck out of here.
Kanye Blue, Jay like, no, he knew you could do it, baby. Let's do a song and an album together. Goddamn. Like,
At that moment where they did Watch the Throne, he saved Jay's career. It was over. He was
said it.
finished.
When Kanye started doing the majority of Jay production after Blueprint, it's like he stepped in and gave Jay a sound that just wasn't there.
Yeah.
When you listen to Heart of the City and all of that shit, he gave Jay a sound that just wasn't present. And then going forward, Kanye became the biggest fucking thing to where it's like now I could have Jay on every album and every feature. And then once Watch the Throne hit, it was just like, oh yeah, no, it's just full on.
Yeah.
Like damn, like he brought him to a new fucking time
Because
period.
Kanye, unlike Jay at the time, understood the quality control aspect of creating records. And he understood that I need Frank Ocean, I need James Fauntleroy, I need Hit Boy, I need this producer, I need all of these niggas around because that's the only way I'm going to create product that can stand up to what Taylor Swift and whatever fucking other pop acts are creating. Like we have to do collaboration because they do it.
Yeah.
So fuck who writing
We need
what
John
and
Legend.
who
We need
producing what.
Swiss.
I
We
need
need-
all
yeah.
these niggas here at the fucking Mercer Hotel.
I need Saha, I need fucking GLC.
I need Pusha. I need all these niggas here. Like all 40 of them. All 40 of them, nigga.
Between me and y'all, I hate the nigga, but I need Drake.
I need all-
I need all these niggas to slide through. Real tough.
Kanye getting the studio session, 56 niggas there. He's like, it's missing something. Drake. Aubrey. Didn't you just tell me you hate this nigga? That's not important right now.
Not right now. Not for the album.
Please come to Wyoming
Yeah.
so I can attempt to ruin your life. Kanye's a fucking supervillain also.
Yeah, he's a supervillain for sure.
He learned that from Jay 100%.
Did you know he's worth $4 billion?
Yes.
I didn't
He's
know
rich
this.
as fuck.
I completely missed it.
Yeah. He got the Jordan deal with Adidas.
Yeah, I completely missed that he was worth that much money now.
He's filthy fucking rich. He's richer than Jay-Z.
Yeah, him and Kim K combined worth 5.1
Yeah.
billion.
He's rich as fuck.
Crazy.
Yeah, Kanye has I think like 11% royalty or some shit like that with Yeezy. He said that
You know what?
he
Speaking of
wants a
percentage,
seat on the board of Adidas.
okay, TRPE trivia. You just made me think about it. Some more bullshit that I read the other day. John Madden has the biggest football game ever. Biggest line. He of course Madden NFL. Madden started in 1990, I believe, 1991. Yeah, 1991 on Sega Genesis, and it.
Remember Joe Montana Pro Football?
Well, he kind of ruined it now. But it's like, did you know that the original Madden deal with ESPN was for Joe Montana?
Yeah.
He turned it down.
Yeah, and he went and did it with Sega. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he pulled up Madden.
Yeah. Joe Montana Pro Football was the shit.
Do you want to hear some more TRPE trivia? So, John Madden signed the original deal with EA Sports. They projected that the Madden football game would sell upwards of 50,000 units. They thought it would be kind of big. Madden's a legendary coach from the Raiders, got a historic voice because all the shit play-by-play. Boom, all that bullshit.
Yeah.
So the game comes out, it wound up selling 450,000 copies. They couldn't keep the shits on the shelf.
Yeah.
So then Madden 92, Madden 93, Madden 94, Madden 95. In 1998, they offered him a situation when he was time to basically do a new deal. They offered him 2 million shares at $7.50.
Of EA Sports.
Of EA Sports. 2 million shares at $7.50. Roughly $15 million. Madden didn't take it because he just didn't understand or see. He wanted like
cash.
Like pay me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they wound up giving him a deal. The deal wound up being worth $135 million. In 1999, the stock price had went from $7.50 to $70. By the time 2008 came around, because now, you know, they had the hit stick and everything. By 2008, the shit had capped at $152 a share. Had he took the original deal and took the 2 million shares for $7.50, his initial shareholding would have been worth $300 million. On top of whatever he was making, you know, outside of just the stock that he owned in the company. And Madden said on the journal, he said they had Madden quote, "Is the dumbest decision I ever made in my life."
It's a terrible decision. There's a basketball player, I forget his name.
The dude with Nike.
Did something similar with Nike.
What was his name? 1988. No, 1978.
Yeah, 78. They offered him, I think,
they offered him 10% of Nike.
10% of Nike. Because they were a startup, and they said we could give you 10%, or we could give you like it might have been 150,000.
It was $100 grand.
$100,000.
I know because I've seen the story a gazillion times.
It's fucking $100,000, and
Spencer Haywood. He was the biggest college player in 1976, 77. He was averaging like 40 and 22. Some old crazy shit like that. And they saw him as being the player of the future because he wasn't like a big center. He wasn't, Kareem of UCLA and all them motherfuckers. They saw him being like the what LeBron eventually became, like the everything in one. Yeah. So Nike was the startup. Phil Knight and them stepped to him like, look, we got this shoe company. We want you to endorse it. We'll give you 10% of the company if you do so. And his agent was like, we'd rather have money. I remember this is 1978. So he's like, we can give you $100 grand for an endorsement.
Like, so.
And he took the $100 grand. Had he took the 10%, he'd have had 10% of Nike. Nike's worth $90 billion.
Oh,
he'd had $9 billion. But they said he's like perfectly at, like I've seen like interviews of him doing, he's like perfectly at peace. Like he don't look at it.
I think he made some money doing some other shit.
He made good money, if not billions, you know what I'm saying? But he don't even think about it. Like it's, you know, something he don't think about. Did you see the boy who lost the $200 million in Bitcoin?
They had it in the encrypted folder, whatever.
And he can't get into it. And he's already at peace with it. Like he's not even attempting the last two Jones. Like it's mentally.
I saw some shit the other day. Ben Baller said that he owns 847 Bitcoin or some shit like that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the stock shit for a while?
Yeah.
Because I text you didn't respond to my text.
You did?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
You responded to the text about the sneakers, though, like a nigga. But I was like, in the chat, I'm like, I want to understand this stock thing.
Yeah.
So can you give us a 60-second...
Like an elevator pitch?
Yeah, because I'm not going to front. I don't understand it. I see people to be like, oh, my shares is jumping, and then he got 2 shares. And the share went up $3. And I don't know what's going on.
I mean, so the main thing is that, like, when you're trying to build a stock portfolio, what you want to do is you want to go... As far as like a foundation, a safe investment, you want to go to the institutions of like American success. That's where you want to invest the bulk of your money at. Apple, Google, Amazon, Netflix, like motherfuckers that ain't Target, people that ain't going nowhere.
So you don't want to invest in death row?
Absolutely not.
Okay, cool.
So you want to go with safe investments to build your foundation because they're going to perform. They're going to continually go up because these are innovative companies. Mm-hmm. They're pushing forward technology and they drop new product. So when they drop new product and they sell a bunch of product, your shit going to go up. Or if they make some announcement, like Apple just made an announcement that they're considering doing an electric vehicle with the Hyundai Kia Corporation. Okay. The stock price jumped up. You know what I'm saying? Just based off the announcement. Fuck before we start doing R&D and this and this and this. Just off the announcement that we thinking about doing it, the stock price jumped up because they have a reputation of being a smart, transformative company, and if they gonna do this shit, they gonna do it right. Then, so that's that. So once you have like a solid foundation, a couple $1,000s or whatever, then you want to start playing with the more risk averse stocks that have the upside to where you can make some money in them. So like different like penny stocks or like stocks that are a couple, $2, $1, shit like that, like marijuana companies, upstart pharmaceutical company, shit like that has the potential to grow. So with those, what you want to do is you want to go heavy on the shares. So say if something is like $1.50 a share, you might want to buy 100 shares off the rip, whether you believe in it or not. But if you get a good stock tip, you're like, all right, cool. I'm gonna buy 100 shares of this shit at $1.50. It's $150. It's not a lot of fucking money. But if that stock grows, if that company gets a government contract or this, that stock might grow to $10. So now you 10x your money by doing nothing. That's just a solid investment. So if the shit ends up going to $100 a share, now you 100 extra money by doing nothing. Like you just literally just playing the market. So the main thing is to be informed, fucking follow different, people that give stock tips, look at like Mad Money on fucking MSNBC, shit like that, and just kind of like follow the trends. Like right now the EV shit is hot, which is electric vehicles. Anything surrounding EV is popping. So like Japanese company NIO, they just had their NIO day, which is basically like they're like the Japanese Tesla. Okay. Tesla actually invested money into NIO. That's how much they believe in the shit. So if Tesla's investing in them and they're the number one EV company in the United States, obviously the shit is going to work because they've already proven through the R&D that we have a good proof of concept, blah, blah, blah. If not, Elon Musk and the Tesla group isn't giving them their fucking money. Right. So that's a good trail to follow. So like I bought into NIO. I bought into another Japanese EV company called Workhorse that's popping right now. And then following like that same train, like the companies that make the batteries, the companies that make the cables, shit like that, you can research and figure out who they are to where now you're in on the whole picture. Recently, I was talking to Kev, and he was telling me basically like, once you have $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 in your savings, that's when you really start needing to diversify as far as like finding investment opportunities where to put your money to make it grow. Because even if your shit is in a money market account, you ain't getting more than 2%.
Yeah, I have a money market account. It's not. It doesn't really do anything.
Doesn't really do shit. Like you get a little. Like I got my statement this year. Keep in mind, I made more money last year than I ever made. I got my statement this year from like all of the interest and shit that I was paid out on all my accounts. It was $202.76.
Yeah, it's literally nothing.
It's pennies. Like it's no money. I'm expecting to get some big statement. $202.76. So it's like, so he was saying like he has a private brokerage that he deals with that has something called EFTs or ETFs, electronic. Hold on, because I don't want to give people the wrong information. But the shit blew my mind. He gave me so much game. Exchange traded fund. Okay. So basically what it's like, a brokerage like a Vanguard or a TD Ameritrade, something like that. You can buy what's called an exchange traded fund where you can do the same shit that I was just talking about, but buy it in one fund where there's minimal to no risk and all upside in it. So you might put $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 into an ETF for EV, for electronic vehicles, where you get the full run of all the whole supply chain. The companies that make the batteries, the cables, the fixtures, the cars, and it's all in one fund. So basically, it mitigates your risk, and it's pretty much all upside because they vetted these companies out. It's not like the mortgage shit from years ago where they put a bunch of bad mortgages in to one loan and it makes a good fund. No, these are all good companies that all relate to one another.
Roger's texting into the group chat, Bitcoin is up damn near 5 racks today.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he's like...
Tesla just dropped $1.5 billion into it.
Say it again?
I said Tesla just put a bunch of money into it.
That makes sense. Tesla's investing money into everything.
Yeah, we need to get them to invest some money into this shit.
Exactly.
So let me ask you this. What exactly happened with the whole AMC and GameStop?
Oh, so that was the Reddit trading shit.
Did y'all notice the Reddit commercial last night?
No, I didn't see it.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, it was on the screen for like...
It was they only spent I think $1 million because it was 5 seconds, but it came up on the screen was like, trust us, it works. I was cracking up. I was cracking up off of that.
So the Reddit trading shit basically like, so there was a bunch of Redditors that wanted to use that forum for good and give people information, as opposed to the Philly Reddit where they talking about who's a stepper and putting bitches nudes on there. So like I've said on the show in the past, when something is a tool, you can use it for good or you can
terrible.
Use it to bash a motherfucking head in.
Right.
Philly, what we choosing 100% of the time.
Right.
So basically, like these group of Redditors got together and they had a big forum, like hundreds of thousands of people on here, and they basically was like, "Yo, this is what we gonna do. We've already done the research. We've identified these 13 companies where these hedge funds have taken a short position on it, which basically means they've bet money, multi-millions and billions, that the stock is going to fall. When the stock reaches a certain threshold, they cash the fuck out. We're going to take the long position, which means the stock is going to go up. And you know how we force the long position? We're going to all dump our money into this. You cannot lose on this. We're going to push for a target number, but at anywhere up in between where we start and the target, you can cash the fuck out and make a lot of money. So the GameStop shit was basically like one where they went from like a $8 stock up to like $467 or some shit like that at its height. So you had people that jumped in at different positions and made a lot of fucking money. You had one guy that invested, like he had his life savings. He was like in his late teens, early 20s. He had like $53,000 and it ended up turning into almost $20 million because he just followed the long position as much as he could stand it, and then he eventually cashed out. But there's a lot of people invested 10,000, got back 200, like shit like that, because people banded together.
I saw a Wumbo who invested
to take the long position.
He put in, I think he made 30 grand off of a couple $100.
Yeah.
And he went and bought he went to GameStop and bought a bunch of game systems.
Took them to the
Children's Hospital and shit. I was like, yeah, that was pretty dope. Probably bought some loud.
For sure. Yeah, but I'm gonna take these little 10 pounds, get some of this bread back,
get these little niggas some games. But so let me. How does the cashing out go about this shit?
It's very simple. So like, all right, I'm gonna show you like what my Robinhood looks like.
This is for our listeners, so we can actually, you know what I'm saying?
All right, so this is real info. So right now, I got about $4,051 in my Robinhood account.
Okay.
I have other stocks like on Cash App and shit like that, but this is like my main thing that I use.
Okay.
So right now, this is a list of all my stocks.
Okay.
It's very simple. So you got Apple, Gap, which is GPS, Workhorse, Neo, ATOS, which is Atosa Therapeutics. That's something that I'm in big on, that went from $275 a share to $383. They're a pharmaceutical company. Sundial Growers, which is a marijuana company, and then this is one that my brother told me to get in on this morning, and I'm up 46% since I jumped in on it. This is Zomedica, like they doing some old shit. I don't know, but I just kind of like follow like what other smart investors tell me. Yo, get some of this stock, blah blah blah. So like I invested, I bought 62 shares at $243. So. About $150 this morning. I'm at 173 already. I didn't do shit. Like I'm just literally just sitting here talking shit with you, and I'm making money. And then I have a list of stocks that like I'm watching, like other stuff: Netflix, Facebook, Microsoft, Disney, GE, General Electric, Bank of America, Alibaba, Ford. Just like different shit. And then what's also dope about Robinhood, even though they were the ones that like stopped the fucking stock shit, that's a whole nother part of this that we are talking about.
That was not going to be my next
they
question.
have crypto on here too. So they have certain cryptos. So like one big crypto that everybody been talking about is Dogecoin. So Dogecoin was basically like started as like a juke. And for whatever reason, the power of Tesla, Elon Musk decided to get behind this shit, and it's basically going from a penny stock up to where now it's about 8 cents a share. So if you got in on it when it was a penny stock and you got in big, you might have made tens of thousands of dollars. Like I know somebody who's a friend of the show that fucking invested their initial money in, went crazy big when it was a penny stock. The shit got up to I want to say like close to 9 cents a share the other day. He's like, I cashed out my initial investment. Now I'm playing with house money. He was up like $24,000 off of trading crypto. But the problem with crypto is so volatile because it's not really backed by anything. Like if you don't have a deep understanding of crypto, you don't know like where it came from, this and this. Like, so something that's like a joke, like Dogecoin is like, how much faith can you have in something if you don't understand the inner workings of like how this even started? Somebody just decided I'm going to start my own crypto coin as a joke, and now it's performing. Like it's 80 cents a share. It was a penny stock, so it's a 8x right now. Yeah. If it goes to a fucking dollar, people will get the fuck rich. Like motherfuckers will have Lambo money. Yeah. Like if they take the long position. Yeah. The biggest thing about investing, this is like investing 101 for dummies. Only invest money that you're willing to just forget that's sitting there. Like if you're counting on that money to perform or to do something, you shouldn't be investing it.
Yeah, it's like money I would take into the poker room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's literally gambling.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like you know, so you get a good stock tip. Like I got a great tip on Atosa Therapeutics. That was one that I got maybe like a week ago. They're a pharmaceutical company. I jumped in at $275 a share. I bought $245 a share. I'm sorry. I bought 123 shares. Right now, I'm plus $170 when I'm up 56%. But if they do what I think they're going to do, I'm going to be up like 556% in long time. And my whole thing is, at some point, if the stock dips or whatever like that, I'm going to buy the dip. That's how you mitigate your losses in the stock market. If you believe in a stock or a crypto or whatever and it dips, you buy the dip. Because when it goes back up, you make money.
You buy more of it when it's low.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You make money again. So that's like the...
Bricks ain't moving right now. They 13. Give me 8 of them.
Give me 8 of them.
Because when they 40... Yeah, I mean, it makes total sense.
I'm 4xing when they 40 grand. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the same sort of thing. It's like the whole thing of like flipping, but it's like, you know, you got to do your homework, get on these forums, shit like that.
Me and Rob were talking the other day. Rob was like, "You're funny as shit," because it's like, you're like the smartest motherfucker I know, but he was like, "You don't trust the stock." I'm like, I don't know what it is. It's like I hear everybody and I see everybody wilding. It's just like, you know, between me and you, I played an online poker tournament a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Made good money on the joint.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'd rather do that when it comes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but I know I can't.
But that's a form of investing too, though, because it's something that you trust.
But I trust me.
Right.
It's like, if I could whip up a stock, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Whip up.
I trust the hell out of it. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to it, like me, like I said, when I was speaking to Rob about it, I was just like, it's one of those things where I don't know. Like, I'm not talking shit. You put me at a poker table, I don't give a fuck who's at a poker table. I have an understanding of what the fuck is going on. It might take me a little bit of a while to figure out, like, you put me at a table with the best players, like Phil Locke, Phil Galfine, Antonio Esfandiari. Yeah, this is the best players on the planet. Yeah. But I understand, like how you say, playing the short game, playing the long game. I know how to play in the cutoff. I know when the fuck I'm supposed to 4-bet, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I understand all these different things. So it's like with
you understand the mechanics of the game.
With stocks, it's just like, I got 30. I'd rather go to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, I just keep it a buck.
The biggest thing for me was that I basically reached like my savings threshold. I don't want to say how much, but it's like I reached my savings threshold. I bought my car, all of that shit. I already had my money aside that I was going to pay for my car to put down this and this. I'm like, I have to, even if I'm about to bust a move and buy a house or whatever, I have to do something in the short term to give myself a better chance at making money than just leaving it in my money market account. So that's kind of like what got me fucking with the stocks, like, you know, kind of heavy. And it's like, I had Tesla stock. I ended up cashing out of it. I was in Tesla at like $440. I sold it at $888 a share. I made money. You know what I'm saying? I got the fuck out of that joint. You know what I'm saying? Tesla's been like up and down the last few weeks. I was
and
like,
that's kind of where, like, with me, with the stock thing, it's like, all right, let's say I go out there, right, and I buy concentrated orange juice, like Trading Places, and the shit fucks up, and now I'm on the street. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's what I just always envisioned. It's like, I don't know what way this is supposed to go and how this is supposed to, and I just be like,
Consumer Reports.
I'm going to get some scratch offs.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
Consumer
saying?
Reports, Mad Money. Somebody gave me. I'll give it to you. I got to figure it out, and I'll.
You actually want to like sit and like Rob really was busting it down for me. Pause. Rob really was telling me what the fuck was going on with it the other night, and I'm like, yeah,
I'm gonna give y'all this now. You could just go ahead and talk, but I want to give people this this stock page that they should follow. I don't want to fuck the page up, but being as though we having a conversation, I want to make sure I give them the right John.
Don't give out no illegal stock tip.
No, it ain't no illegal shit. This all
that's how Martha went down.
AC Investor Blog, Antonio Costa at AC Investor Blog. He got 105,000 followers. And his website is ac-investor.blogspot.com. 46-year-old private trader using proprietary technical analysis with 20 plus years experience of investing in stock markets. Do your own research. Tweets, not advice. But he talks about like his wins, his losses, shit like that. Like he give you the fucking stock codes of what to look into. Like today, DARE, D-A-R-E. Let the flippers sell, guys. I won $3 holding overnight. So it's like, you know, how dare you breakout mode, baby, run shorts, run $3 next. So it's like he talks about like, you know, stocks is performing, what he's in on, shit like that, and it gives people an opportunity to take the information, go do their own research, and decide, is this something smart that I should be fucking with or not.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I didn't realize so many people were doing this stock thing.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was like
People are taking it a step further. Motherfuckers is full out day trading, like the whole shit. Like I had somebody that I worked with when I was working at Enterprise. He left Enterprise to be a day trader because he was all he was doing was day trading at work anyway. He wasn't doing no fucking work. He supposed to be making sales calls and he day trading. So he's like, I'm out of here.
Oh.
Fucking left. This was 10 years ago.
Now
he's up.
Working for somebody day trading or just doing it on his own?
He took his own money. His grandfather had gave him like, I want to say like $100,000 or something like that. He put it all in the stock market and he was fucking day trading and he was crushing it to the point where he's like, man, I made so much money. I don't need to be here working with y'all. These peasants, some out of here.
Yeah.
So that's another level of that shit. And then there's like forex markets, commodities markets, all that other shit that I don't understand yet, because I'm not a fucking expert. But it's like it's
we
money
always
in
say
these-
we should get somebody to come up here and then we be like not getting the people to come up, but we should bring people up here to do a show on that, especially since it's so big and I think people would really enjoy that.
Yeah, fucking right. So if there's a stock expert out there or semi-expert that's
and I don't mean somebody who's on Twitter that like made $5,000 last
$8.
week. Yeah, like
I made $8 playing Apple shorts.
Yeah.
Like, no, I need somebody that's like a real deal expert, somebody licensed, somebody from a brokerage house or whatever like that, or had their own brokerage to come up here and talk to our audience about stocks because they're very eager to learn. And we have a very curious audience, smart working class people that want to figure out ways to diversify their money.
Yeah, I would love to talk to somebody about it. I would like to have a conversation.
Yeah, so we got to make that happen.
Yeah, definitely. Do you care about these other topics?
No, not really.
I saw this y'all weird. What is this about?
Hold on.
A robbery prank?
Oh, yeah. So apparently there was a robbery prank in Nashville.
Okay.
White kid and his friend, white kid named Timothy Wilkes, ran up on a group of people in like a parking lot with like butcher knives, like big ass butcher knives. And one of the guys that they were trying to pull the prank on had a gun and murdered him. So now he's dead. The dude, obviously that was the shooter, David Starnes Jr. He's not being charged with, with murder or anything like that because it was self-defense.
Y'all some dickheads.
I didn't know that y'all were doing this. And the reason why I made it to y'all weird is because robbery is not a prank.
No.
And unfortunately, somebody had to pay with their life for other stupid motherfuckers out there to realize this, to realize what we already knew 10 years ago. Like, why do y'all think this is appropriate to where it's like, you ain't just pulling the prank on trying to scare somebody. You're taking it as far as bringing real life props that can harm, maim, kill somebody, and you got killed as a result of it. So yeah, that was
that's just dumb.
That was our first posthumous y'all weird Nashville man dead after YouTube prank goes wrong. That was a bad job.
Have you noticed that the violence really isn't slowing down here either?
Not at all.
No.
And I've talked to like a bunch of people over the last week, young niggas, old niggas. Nobody has no explanation for it. No. Everybody's just as confused and clueless about the why of it.
We have 16 murders in February.
Wait, what's today? The 8th?
7th.
54 total.
54 total. It was 40 and it was 39 in January. So 15.
So today is February 8th. So that means we're 30,
that was of last night.
We're 39 days in.
Yeah. We're up 34% from last year. Crazy.
Niggas trying to break the record?
Dog. When I seen that, I'm like, wait, we were at 39 at the end of January. How the fuck are we at 54?
Wow.
And on the 7th, I'm like, what, man? Like, we averaging two and a half a day. Like, it's crazy.
That's nuts, yo.
Wow.
It's a dire situation, man.
And it's crazy because it's not even like big news anymore.
It's not publicized because y'all already did it. Y'all already broke the record.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's like you literally, I'll see people post on Instagram or see people retweet it on Twitter, and it'd be like man slain here, 2 slain here, 3 people killed in an apartment building, 1 man, 2 shot, 1 dead at the gas station, 3 dead, and I'll be like, God damn. So like I'll periodically go look and I'll see it and it'd be like, when I went on there today, I'm like, I saw 54 up 35%, and I don't know why I swear to God, I was like, oh, we ain't doing that bad then. We slowed down. But then I'm like, wait, no, it's February 7th. And I'm like, what the fuck am I talking about? Like, dog, we up 35% from last year's number.
That's crazy. I need all the killers to take a day off. Like, please, take a day or 3 off. Go to Miami, decompress. Go to Nashville.
Or just go kill somebody down there. Like, just slow the shit down up here.
Putting way too much pressure on the current administration.
And what's wild, the biggest thing with the murder shit for me now is like, it's not even like people who do shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know how like we talked about murder be kind of like...
Y'all done killed majority of the niggas that be in the shit. Y'all just killing anybody now.
It's like young boys who don't do shit. I see people I know, they post, oh, my sister got killed. And I be like, the other day it was a 67-year-old got killed in a home invasion. And I'm just like, the fuck?
Yeah, this shit is bad. We got to stop this, man.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And you got people out there, man, that's, advocating and all of that and trying to, go jump out on corners and talk to people and this and deter the shit. And it's not slowing down, man. It's not slowing down. So wherever y'all at out there, man, just be safe, man. Protect yourselves and the people that you care about. Don't be nowhere you ain't supposed to be. Because that's a big thing also. People just being places that they probably better off not being at. And it's just a lot of nonsense right now, man. It's super duper dangerous.
Yeah. I got nothing else.
Yeah, nah, not really anything else. Shout out Vicky from NGTV, our television partner. She's here with us. Y'all can check us out every Wednesday on NGTV through Roku Player and also through Fire Stick. We should be on Apple TV soon. They just moving super duper slow.
That's crazy.
That's fucked up. And again, also we're on YouTube, usually Tuesday night / Wednesday, but most importantly, check us out on NGTV. And other than that, man, I really got nothing. I'm doing my birthday weekend in Atlanta coming up. March 12th through the 14th, Pooh Shiesty, Dream Doll, DJ So, DJ Drama, Don Cannon, and ESTG, who just signed to CMG, going to be all part of the weekend. Y'all can get tickets at casinoweekend2021.eventbrite.com. That's it, man.
We got another show to go do.
Facts. We out of here. We're going to go do just another motivational podcast, so make sure y'all check us out on that after y'all check us out on this.
Yeah.
Bong.
Peace.